Welcome back to the Sayin Society. You have myself, Jachik, Justman, and Jagad. This is our weekly anime and manga discussion, episode 56.
Oh, shit.
And so we're talking about One Piece manga, JJK manga, JJK anime, the Gray Man. We can talk about My Hero if we get there. And then some just general anime discussion stuff. You never know, bro. There could be some My Hero fans.
I don't watch it.
I don't know if they're watching us.
No, they might be, bro.
They shouldn't be watching us.
They're probably not watching us. Unless they're trying to
My
hate.
Hero
We
game that
spent a
came
better
out.
part of a
There's
year
a new My
just
Hero
making
game
fun
that
of
came
it.
out. It's a BR. It's pretty fun.
Well,
I heard it's
so we're
pop-
just opening it with My Hero, huh?
No, I just...
No, we're going to talk a little bit
Anyways.
about what's in front of us.
Who even are these guys, bro?
Oh, my God.
We don't know who this... You can't tell who that is.
Yo,
you know?
prison escapee over here.
All right, so One Piece chapter 10,
Halloween, baby.
1096, 1097. Which one is it?
6.
1096? All right. So this chapter was crazy. We get
It was,
the
like, cool.
Yo, it's packed.
we get
It's
a
fine.
God Valley flashback. Just
So we were right.
Is that right off the bat?
he was right off
Is
the
that right
bat.
off the bat?
Yeah.
We were right.
I mean, we were already in
Yeah.
God Valley.
We were right.
But, like,
Yeah.
We were right.
you guys were right.
About what?
I was also right.
Yeah, we're all right, bro. Why you have to like differentiate yourself?
Because he
Oh, I was
thinks
just
he's
hoping.
different and shit.
No, because I was also just hoping for it to be different. And then it kind of is at the same time. Because I said
Yeah.
I was hoping that we wouldn't get the God Valley flashback now.
Yeah, like this chapter is going.
And that Bonnie was only going to get parts of
Yeah,
Kuma's memory.
Yeah.
So we might potentially only have
Like
that.
let's start off with the cover page. Just a fire ass cover page.
What is the cover page?
You got Zoro on this cover
Nah.
page. It's so clean.
That might just be that's the weakest part of this chapter. I will say that is the weakest part of this chapter. Let me.
So we have the what's it called? People running away from the Celestials.
Yeah.
They're like shooting
The game
people,
started.
killing them. Calling them rabbits and shit. Just treating them like super inhumane.
Garling is taking part in it.
Yo.
Yeah, Garling's just out here cutting people, and they have targets on their back.
Yeah.
It's kinda
Well,
crazy.
also, let's talk about how fucking Garp hears all this shit's happening on God Valley. He's like, I'm chilling, I'm
He's
good.
like, I don't give a fuck.
Of course.
And then he hears
doesn't care
Rogers
how-
there, and he's like, oh, okay, now I gotta pull up.
That was great. I love that.
That's
Yo,
cool.
the other thing is, so there's Garp that pulls up on God Valley.
Yeah.
Timeline wise, it's Garp after he trained Aokiji.
Yeah, probably.
And like the
No,
only,
wait,
only
is it?
reason, the only
Wait,
reason
no,
I'm
is
saying
it?
that, the only reason I'm saying that is if facial hair is an indication
Oh, I see facial hair.
of
Yeah,
of like progression of time.
yeah.
He had no facial hair when he was training Aokiji, and then in God Valley
He has like stubble.
he
But
has a
at the
stubble. He
point,
has a
but
facial hair.
at that point, Aokiji would still be like a vice admiral. Like he wouldn't have been an actual
Isn't
admiral.
Garp a vice admiral?
Yeah, Garp's
Yeah,
a vice
but when
Yeah.
Aokiji first started training under him,
Yeah.
like he
well,
wasn't.
we know some time
he wasn't
had
like
passed
he wasn't an
because of
admiral.
The facial hair?
indication,
Okay.
right?
You're right on that, but like he's got like a little bit of like a thing like down here, like a stubble.
He has like stubble here and here, but when he was training Aokiji,
He didn't have anything?
He didn't have anything.
He's just fully clean shaved.
Clean shave. Well,
Oh.
nothing grown, so
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
to shave.
Couldn't grow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta look at that. But like,
So
that's,
why do you think they
ch-
sent Garp?
Chapter 10. If you want to check it, it's
Damn,
chapter
he's got the
1088.
the damn. He's got
oh,
the
you want me to
chapter.
check it?
You want if you want.
He
to.
he cited it.
Yeah, I.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you looked at it,
I
so I'm
know,
good.
yeah,
I
okay.
believe you.
Yeah.
Now that you, like the way you cited it like that, I believe you, bro. I don't even have to check.
Yo, so if this is a serious problem, why only Garp?
Well, I don't think they know yet that it's Rock's Pirates, right?
They knew.
if they
They
knew
heard that Roger
Rogers-
was making a move.
Yeah, they knew
So then
Roger was making
that-
a move.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't they know that?
but so, like,
they
sorry.
hadn't relayed the Rock's Pirates shit yet.
But why wouldn't they know that Rocks?
they didn't-
Because
they
Roger
didn't-
moved because Rocks.
Had they touched down on the island at that point? No.
Yeah. No, maybe not touchdown, but like Roger moved because Rocks was moving.
We don't actually.
We don't actually know
I
that.
swear they said there was
You know,
a
it's 'cause
line
the way,
that's
no, the way they portrayed
'Cause-
it.
'cause
That's
Jin-
what it seemed.
'cause-
like.
yeah.
But there was no
Because
like
Ginny was the one who sent the
definitive
message out.
line that said because this person moved, he moved.
Yeah.
But it did seem
No,
as though-
no,
it
but
did look
also-
as though that he moved because
Here's the
Rock
thing,
moved.
Rock.
It
but
did
al-
look like
yeah.
that. It did definitely look
Here's
like
to counter that. At the end of the God Valley flashback,
Yeah.
and you have Roger and Rock's clash, and you have like you see their like Conquerors hockey and shit. Like you don't actually see them, you just see like the island with Conquerors hockey,
Yeah.
and you see Roger saying like
that. Where?
I'm telling you.
Show me.
So you see Rocks talking.
Are you sure it's Rocks and Roger clashing? Not
Because
like
let me tell you.
Okay.
You have Rocks saying, "You're in my way, Roger."
Yeah.
And then Roger's like, "Hold it, Rocks." And then you
Yeah.
have the Conquerors clash coming out from the island, right?
go up.
It's literally the very last page of the God Valley where it like the narration switches it to where Kuma's at afterwards.
You don't know if it's them clashing.
I mean, given
It doesn't even look like a clash.
Yeah, I guess because of this.
if you have
kinda
you look at the whole
sense.
panel.
Yeah,
you
it
have
just looks
them-
like there's lightning.
But you have
there.
them talk. Okay,
It looks cloudy too.
But like Jugs, in the sense,
lightning is normally shown as white. This is black, so that means it has to be hockey.
Right, but it could have been both of them clashing with Garp.
Why is Garp in there, bro?
Garp is there.
Shut up,
Wait,
man.
wait.
Garp is
Wait,
there.
wait.
Listen,
He's on
though.
God
But
Valley.
listen, just listen.
Yeah, let me hear.
The point I was trying to make.
Yeah,
The way that they're talking there,
Yeah.
where Rox is like, "Yo, Roger, you're in my way."
yeah.
It doesn't seem like they're like
Beefing each
they're
other.
as antagonistic. Like Roger was
Yeah,
directly
yeah,
opposing
yeah.
him.
Like the way
It's like they're actually pirates,
Mm,
and they're both like going for this common goal,
But-
and they
Sure.
happen to run into each other type of thing.
well, you could also interpret this as Roger is in his way for a specific reason, like in
Yeah,
the sense
like
that
he's
he
saying,
moved
"Hold-
because
hold it, Rox."
yeah,
like he's purposely getting in his way.
yeah.
Maybe.
But the way
He said "hold it, Rox" is like
the way I interpreted it was what Jugad said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How we had been thinking Garp and Roger teamed up against Rox, where Rox and Roger were like on the same level of pirates, and they were
Mhm.
both like,
yeah.
It was kind of like a
That would have been
Sanji, you know, like Sanji Zoro when they like squabble over something and they're like, yo, like get out of
Mhm.
my way. No, you get out of my way.
Yeah.
That's the way I had seen it in
It
my
would've-
head.
here's
Like
the-
they were
yeah,
just like
'cause-
squabbling, like, yo, get out of my way. I want to get there first.
So
but you could
Uh,
also be right.
here's
You
Yeah.
could
the
also be
here's
right. I
the
didn't
thing.
think about
Here's
it
the thing,
like
because you have the treasure chest. You have Jenny, who's the one who actually revealed it to the world, and these guys have picked up on that transmission.
that. Yeah.
So knowing what they know, both pirate groups are trying to get whatever treasure they can from this because they know the celestial dragons are fucking loaded, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they're both acting on it. It could be that it
I don't
wasn't.
know. Roger just doesn't seem like that type of a pirate.
but it could be.
Yeah, to get in somebody else's.
No, just to take a treasure. Like it's part of the
To
adventure.
the no, first like to go after celestial dragon's
No.
treasure,
Well,
and in the sense of
devil-
like what's going
the devil
on.
fruits and the treasure makes sense for any pirate.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
not.
this we're talking about Roger's crew,
Yeah,
devil fruits,
they
and
were still pirates.
But no one on his crew had a Delph fruit.
Yeah, but like again, like this is like a 30-year journey or 20-year journey that his crew was on.
Yeah.
You don't know why they didn't have devil fruits or anything like
So
that.
before we
So they
like,
could have
dive deeper
been going for it,
into
and then
this,
they realized like, no, like we're good,
before we dive deeper
right?
into this,
Like you don't know like the thought process of it.
But thing is, that's like, you don't know that either, though.
Yeah.
I know,
Also,
I know.
Right?
But what I'm saying is, as pirates, it makes sense that they're looking for loot.
Mhm.
but like
Mhm.
we also know the type of pirate Roger is, and that just doesn't seem like something that
We
he
know a
kinda,
little bit of the type of pirate Roger is.
But
We don't
but
know
we know
enough.
But
but
based
we-
off his character,
Yeah,
And
he doesn't seem like the type that would go and purposely try to stop
but here's the thing.
somebody. He'd
Here's
just
the
be doing
thing.
his own thing,
From the
like
Roger,
living his own free life. And if he's hindering his like
Mhm.
himself,
yeah.
then he's like, get out
from
my
the
way.
Roger and
You know?
Whitebeard clash that
Yeah.
happens in Wano,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, we'll just split the spoils. So you can clearly tell they were still going for like gold and treasure,
Okay,
right?
but we'll just
So to a certain extent,
Reel
he's
it
still a
back
regular
real quick.
pirate in that way that
Reel
they
it
want
back
to
real
loot and
quick.
shit, right?
Yeah, it just seems it's just that in this specific sense, it seems like I don't know. It just seems like there's like a little bit more on the line.
Maybe, and probably what happened is when Rox takes all the Celestial Dragons hostage, that's when Roger's like, "Okay, no, like now you're dealing with innocent people. Like now it's like, oh fuck." Right.
Innocent people.
Because at
do we even
at
know
the
if
point
that's what
where,
happened?
cause at the
No, we
point where
don't.
the encounter is at right now,
Yeah.
like
No,
nothing's
but
really
we
happened in terms of Rox
glossed
pirates
over-
fighting.
We glossed over the line where Garp's like, when they took the crown jewel
Al Hachinosu.
of Hachinose.
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah.
"How are you gonna just expect them to stay back?"
Not to retaliate.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
makes complete sense.
No, so that means like they would have known. They based off that line alone, they should have known that Rox was gonna pull up on
Who?
on
Roger guys?
Not Roger guys.
Who?
The
Garp-
world
the-
government
yeah,
should
yeah,
have known
100%.
that Rox pirates were gonna pull up
Yeah,
on God Valley.
yeah,
And then also because it was Kong who
and
was
they should have
telling
had
him,
backup for that.
and he also said Roger was there. So he's right. They should have set more people, but maybe because they were like, yo, the God Knights are there.
Yeah, because we actually do see the rest of the God Knights.
Not
as well.
rest. We only see three.
We see
We
a
saw
few.
three.
We
We
see
see
a few
three.
though. Because we were saying like how we don't even know how many there are.
There's
and
10.
at least now we
Isn't
know
there
there's.
10?
So do you think do you think 4 or 3 is enough?
I don't.
Well, there could be more. It's just we only saw 3.
I
There could
know,
have been
I
potentially
know.
10
So
now.
another thing I wanted to mention was Roger in this flashback, he has no mustache
Mm-hmm.
and he's looking like Ace.
He has.
Hold on.
Yeah, he does.
That's
And
which is cool. But hold on, you talked about the crown jewel thing and kind of glossed over it as well as mentioning it.
yeah. What else?
What is the crown jewel, bro?
I don't know.
What do you think it is? Because I don't think it's a devil fruit personally. Because like crown jewel makes it seem like Rox's pirate group kind of kept it at Hachinose for.
I think it's just treasure.
But it's got to be something unique though. Like
Yeah,
something
just
for
some
them
cool
to
treasure.
for something for them to be like, yo, all of us like we're
Like
gonna
just
go.
a big ass diamond.
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Why would, it's a big ass diamond.
Yeah, that's unique.
But that's enough for all these guys to be like, yeah, let's fucking go and grab it back.
Yeah,
Because why was it the crown jewel? I feel like it's got to be like the crown itself,
like an actual crown.
like an actual gold crown for whoever
It's a
conquers
straw
the
hat.
sea.
Oh, you think it's?
You know what I mean?
You know what I think it is? It's a road poneglyph.
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Honestly,
Because how do
could
they
be.
take the road poneglyph?
Bro, there's
How do
so
they- how
many
do they
ways to take
Pick it up and just take it, you know?
Magic.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
Because if it was
They
up,
can transport it off island.
no, but if it was a poneglyph, I feel like the Gorosei would have taken that chance to steal it for themselves and make
They
sure
were
nobody
on
can
God
get it.
out. They were on God.
No, I know,
out.
but like celestial, like the crown jewel's part of their hunting game. Celestial dragons have no reason to have a poneglyph. They can't even read it.
It's a red poneglyph.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like that, they have no reason to take.
So
that
what?
shit.
You think it's not? You don't?
Well,
think
what
it's
if?
devil fruit?
If it was a devil fruit, the thing is, the way Rox's pirates shown to us,
Yeah.
everyone's in it for themselves. So
You think it's a-
what's stopping somebody from just stealing the devil
Do you
fruit and
think it's
eating
an
it?
ancient weapon?
No, it says crown
No.
jewel makes it seem like it's. I think it's a treasure, but I feel like it's like a one of one treasure that.
A really big diamond.
No, that's what the fuck. No, man, that's like that. There's nothing unique about that.
That
Like,
it is. It's really.
it's just a
big.
diamond.
So.
But what I'm saying is like, if it was like something from like a civilization or something, and it's like say it is a crown. I'm not saying it is, but if it's a crown,
It's a straw
whoever
hat.
conquers the sea gets the crown.
Yeah.
It's a
That
straw
could have
hat.
been like their thing of just because
Do you think it's a straw hat?
It's a straw hat.
maybe it's a straw hat. I don't know.
Do you think it's a tree? It's a devil fruit tree.
no?
Oh my
I
god.
don't think it's anything that you can just like take and consume like that.
Who's consuming a tree?
I don't know.
Rocks.
I don't know, man.
They're not consuming a tree. They're gonna,
Use
water it so it grows plant.
But
It
that's
grows
like
fruit,
not-
and
no.
you fucking eat the devil fruits. What are you saying?
No, I don't think so. Treasure makes the most sense to me, especially with saying crown jewel.
But that
Like
could
it's
just
something
But a
that's like
crown jewel
coveted.
could be anything,
Anything. That can
realistically.
literally be
It just
something.
has a
But it's
of
something that all- but it-
importance.
But it has to be something that all of Rock's pirates, I guess, kind of like coveted in a way. And like some of them already have devil fruits, so like for them, it kind of wouldn't even matter. And if Rox has a devil fruit,
I'm
why
t-
would he?
It's probably a diamond.
But I think it's like just a diamond is like it's just a fucking diamond. Like,
You know
what are
why I'm
gonna do
saying
with
that? It's
Yeah.
because there was the British Empire when they took India. They took the crown jewel of India, right?
Okay.
The what is it, Kohinoor? So
Okay.
then, because Oda's a history buff, maybe he's referencing that.
But he could be he could be doing that with anything. In
Any
history.
point in history.
Yeah. Like there's so many like historical like artifacts and stuff
That
like
are
that.
considered crown jewels.
Yeah.
Would you like to name one?
No, I don't know any.
The straw hat.
The straw maybe I don't know. But I was just saying like an actual crown itself makes sense too.
Why?
Just in terms of the way they're
Why do they care for a crown?
just the way their group was met like
Well, they
built
said
up.
crown jewel.
It's not
so
a crown.
It seems
it's
more
not
like
actually like a
a single.
jewel, bro.
But I mean like in terms of Rocks trying to conquer like be king of the world.
So and could it not just be like something of like Imusama's in a way?
Maybe how did
Because the crown jewel, then if he's trying to conquer the world, could it
Do you
not?
think it's literally the crown that Emu's wearing right now?
Damn.
I don't know.
Current.
It's a
arc.
jewel out of that
But
crown.
do you guys think it's a devil fruit or you don't think it's a devil fruit?
The thing is, if it's a devil fruit,
'Cause I don't
it's
think
a Nika
if
devil fruit.
if it's a devil fruit, it
You
has to
think
be the gum gum fruit.
Yeah,
But
it
even if
has
it
to
is the
be.
gum gum fruit, why? Like to your point, why did nobody just eat it?
Yeah.
Like why are they
Yeah.
holding
Yeah.
it down? Right? And
That's why I don't think
are
it's a
they-
devil
but
fruit.
They could. What if there's a reason? Like they're holding it down. Like they're holding it down so that the government can't get their hands on it. Because now with like
Why wouldn't Kaido eat it? Like why wouldn't that were like a Captain John eat it? Like there's so many random people.
yeah, because
We
they're
don't
like,
even know if Shiki had his fruit then. Why didn't he eat it? Like there's so many people that could have
Yeah.
ate it, and we don't like we haven't seen Rocks really. So maybe he already has a devil fruit. But like again, if Rocks already has a devil fruit, why is he holding on to
Do you
that?
think it was the darkness fruit?
That's what I was thinking. If it has to be a devil fruit, it would be the darkness one. But then
Yeah.
again, why wouldn't
why not eat
Rocks
it?
already eat it?
Because of the like side effects.
maybe. So like,
because the issue with the darkness devil fruit is you take damage like a regular person. So
I think
maybe
doesn't it amplify it? It doubles it.
or
I think it doubles.
Maybe
the
it doubles
damage.
it, but like I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
But basically, because it does that, it's a double-edged sword, and maybe they're like, yo, it's not the risk to reward ratio
Mm-hmm.
is like not enough.
So do you think Rox is all natty?
All natty.
Like,
Is he all natty?
He's on steroids.
Dude, he's definitely taking trend.
Yeah.
no, but is he on
He's
devil
definitely
fruits?
not natty.
Is he on devil fruits?
He's,
is what I'm
he's
asking.
definitely not natty, bro. He's definitely not natty, bro. He's definitely running a cycle of DF.
Yeah.
Well-
and HA.
So, okay, well, let me ask you this then. Do you think that Blackbeard is genuinely building his pirates to mirror the Rock's pirates?
That's what I had
No.
thought
No?
at first. But who is he mirroring? Because I thought that's what he was mirroring.
Well,
Or
I mean,
I guess
so,
he could be mirroring Shanks's as
well,
well.
then, but then if that's the case, if he is mirroring it, then it's pretty highly likely that Rocks did have a
devil fruit,
devil fruit.
right?
Yeah,
I feel like Blackbeard learned like what the darkness fruit was. Somebody would have had to have the darkness fruit prior to Blackbeard
Yeah.
for him to know what it looked like and
Yeah.
for it to be recorded in the encyclopedia,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
And because there's certain devil fruits that haven't been recorded, and especially with the paw fruit and the azure dragon fruit
Yeah.
that they mentioned in the chapter,
Yeah.
they didn't mention anything else. They only mentioned those two. So it's
The
quite
ish-
possible that
bro.
the other fruits weren't
Okay.
discovered at that point.
That's true. The only issue is like Whitebeard was directly under rocks with the darkness fruit. So you're saying that like
He'd never seen it before?
he'd never seen it before,
Yeah.
and so then when
Whitebeard never seen it before?
so that when when Blackbeard found it on his crew, he should have known immediately, or when
What it
Thatch
was?
found it.
But
When Thatch found it, he should have known immediately what it was.
But why? Even if it was the darkness fruit, it doesn't mean the guy's evil.
That's
If
kind of
that's
true.
if that's just
no,
ate the
that's
fruit, then
true. But
then
then
why
he
would-
could have like
he would
told
just
him-
be like, "Oh, it's the darkness fruit."
no, but you could have told
But
him.
didn't Blackbeard also have like some weird past?
That we
He does.
don't-
He does have like a
have
weird,
past.
like a special body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. He can't sleep properly either.
Like
And
the
he
sleeping,
and he
yeah.
gave Shanks his score.
But what I'm saying is,
What?
when Thatch got his fruit, like that's up to Thatch to eat it. Blackbeard just killed him and
but he
took
still
it.
could have told him like
That's the darkness fruit?
Whitebeard could have told him like, yo, that's the darkness fruit.
That's such a like because we got that context through Blackbeard, and where he was like, "Oh, Thatch had the darkness fruit. That's why I killed him for it."
Yeah.
So,
but
like, it
because,
wasn't-
But they had none of them knew what it was.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
they were just sitting there
bro.
like, "Well, what?"
Yeah,
like,
they're like, no, they knew it was a devil fruit. They're just like, yo,
Also-
like, what kind of devil fruit?
but
is
that
this?
also doesn't mean just because Rox had the fruit,
Yeah.
like he had the powers, doesn't mean that Whitebeard saw the fruit.
No, but then
I
who
guess,
updated
yeah.
the encyclopedia then?
I don't know.
It would have had to be Rox. If Rox was the last one to have it,
Yeah,
he would have been the one to update the encyclopedia.
I guess.
So
Well,
then,
no,
'cause then how would Blackbeard know about it? Then it doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Whoa.
But I don't know. That's all. That little thing of like Whitebeard having told him makes like that's such a like it doesn't affect the story or anything. Like he didn't have to say anything. You don't even know if he was actually there when Thatch got the devil fruit.
Yeah, that's
he,
true.
no, but
Like, there's still-
he brought it onto the ship, bro.
Yeah. But like,
That's
again,
what I'm saying, like
but
they're
it's-
all sitting there on the ship. So you're like, yo, you're not gonna be like,
But
yo, that's the dark.
does Whitebeard care about devil fruits? The only thing he cares about is family.
Yeah, and then he's like, yo, he doesn't want his family to get fucking double-edged murked.
Well, I mean, we don't know if
Like,
it,
Nah, man.
What do you mean, nah?
It's up to you to eat the fruit.
Yeah,
So
I know.
he-
So
every
yeah.
time-
but me telling, like, okay, there's a devil fruit, unknown devil fruit, and a devil fruit you do know. If you're gonna eat a devil fruit, if I know what it is, I'm gonna tell you, like, yo, this is the flame fruit.
But again,
Why would I like not tell you what the devil fruit
but also,
is?
but what I'm saying is like, if I don't care about devil fruits, and I see it in front of me, I'm not gonna know what devil fruit is because I didn't pay attention to it. I don't care about it. That's the point I'm making. Like
He doesn't care about devil
Whitebeard
fruits
might
at
not
all.
even know about it. Like Whitebeard's been on the sea for so long.
Yeah,
Who's to say he even remembers what it looks like?
but I feel like
because
that,
it was rocks.
it was because it was Rox's devil fruit. Like,
yeah,
if somebody
but that thing with
in,
rocks
like,
was 38 years ago. Blackbeard didn't kill Thatch until like a year into the story or some shit.
a year.
Right? Like
Oh no,
like at the beginning of the story,
it was
essentially.
before the story.
Uh,
It was
It was before the story, no?
how long was Ace traveling looking for him? It was the same time that
It was-
Luffy guys got into the Grand Line, or roughly.
No. He was looking for him then still, but we don't know when their death occurred because like.
But it
Okay.
would have been like around that time.
No, because
it's safe to assume
Ace set
that.
sail when he was 19 or 17.
I don't remember.
But
There's a 2-year age gap between Luffy and Ace.
I know, but
so that means it could have been within that 2 years that he like that before Luffy set sail.
No, cause when Shanks goes and talks to Whitebeard, he's like, "Yo, get Ace to not go after him," which makes it seem like it was something that happened recently.
Because why? Definitely before the story started, I think.
It could have been at the same time as the story did start, actually. Because he was tracking Blackbeard. He went to Drum Island, then he went to Alabasta, and he found him on the next island after Alabasta.
No, but the shit that happened in Drum Island wasn't that like years ago?
No, it was literally right before Luffy guys pulled up to Drum Island. They're like, "Oh yeah, some dude was looking for you."
No, but
But
he went to Drum Island looking for Blackbeard.
I know, but Ace...
And that Blackbeard shit happened prior, or happened. That Blackbeard shit happened after Wapol like did the whole like 21 Doctors thing. Like he did the 21 Doctors thing. Blackbeard pulled up, Wapol ran away, and then Wapol came back. No.
Okay.
Or are you saying that the Blackbeard shit happened, then Wapol came?
What I'm saying, no.
There was a Wapol regime.
I don't know about the whole Wapol thing.
But
I don't care.
That affects the timeline. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't know this. I don't know this Wapol 21 Doctors thing. Like I don't remember it that well, so okay. I don't know what to like go off of with that. But with Ace, he pulled up Luffy's like fucking bounty, and he's like, if a guy with a straw hat pulls up, right?
Yeah. So
then like Luffy would have already had made a name for himself at that point.
At that point, but the reason he went to Drum Island was because of the Blackbeard shit.
I know.
So then if it was recent, that means Blackbeard would have been on that island recently, which is why I'm making the 21 Doctor Wapol thing.
Yeah, so
point.
That's what like he's just following after Blackbeard. Like he's hearing like sightings of Blackbeard.
Right, but then that event seems like it was way before. Like,
what are you saying? Way before, like months? I'm thinking months
like,
at most.
I'm saying it's probably like a year.
That's still not a lot. Like for Shanks to pull up to Whitebeard, in the story, in the current story. If it was way before, why wouldn't he have pulled up earlier?
No, because
Luffy's out on the sea.
No.
Yeah. That's a fair point, actually.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Because Shanks cares more for Luffy than he does for Ace.
But that has nothing to do with Ace. He's telling Ace to come back.
Because he knows Luffy's gonna fucking pull up on Marine. Like he knows. He has future sight, my guy. He knows what's gonna happen.
It's passive.
No, it's not.
You heard it here first.
No, man. Yo, Luffy pulling up to Impel Down and shit only happened because he pulled up on Hancock's Island. He didn't even know what the news or anything.
Even still, you think even if Luffy was on a different island, he would still do
everything in his power to get
to
there.
free his brother.
But
and the thing is, Shanks knows his character enough where he's like, yo, he's gonna do
no,
this.
but Shanks, from what the way Shanks has been talking about Blackbeard, he's more concerned about what Blackbeard can do to the world, not about Luffy.
I feel like that's part of it though, because what happens to Luffy ends up affecting the world. Because at the end of the day, he sees Luffy as that one, like that Gold Roger was kind of waiting for.
Sure, that's fair. But like, Ace is the one going after Blackbeard, and if Ace is doing that in the current story, you're telling me it took Ace like years to go after Blackbeard. And even if it was,
because the thing is,
why can't he be on Blackbeard's tracks for that long?
Yeah,
for years,
like a year.
Why can't
a year?
The sea's vast, no?
Because the thing is,
the pacing in One Piece is so fast that like
Blackbeard was by himself when he killed Thatch. By the time Ace confronts him, he basically has like half his crew assembled. How fast do you think he's assembling his crew? Like 3 seconds?
But like you said, like Ace, but you also said Ace left 2 years before Luffy.
Yeah.
You know that he had his Spade Pirates and then lost and then joined Whitebeard Pirates. So
Yeah.
at most it would have been a year.
Yeah.
At most it would have been a year prior to the story.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then, but even then, it's not like it's been multiple. Like the point I'm making is that the point at where Thatch died and where Whitebeard was with Rocks.
Yeah.
There's such a massive gap there that Whitebeard, like for you to say Whitebeard remembers the way the fruit looks.
I don't think so, bro. There's no indication. I think Whitebeard losing his memory or having bad memory. If there was, then you could say that. But he's not.
But that's 30 years, bro. 38 years.
I think that fruit's too important to just forget. Say if he's seen it, like he's seen what the fruit looks like, and he knows what like the power of the darkness fruit, like he saw like Rocks use it. Then yes, I think it's very plausible to say that Whitebeard would vividly remember what this fruit is.
If he saw the fruit before he consumed it.
Yes.
But like, Rocks just could have had it before then. Because why was Rocks the captain, right?
No, you're right.
We don't even know. Like the way they were interacting with each other, it didn't even seem like he was captain. It just kind of seemed like.
No, I mean the way Rocks went ahead and Whitebeard took command afterwards, it kind of seemed like Whitebeard was like the next strongest for him to keep everyone in line.
Like people were comparing that panel
Yeah.
Real quick before we even get to that panel, because I was talking about something and then you said before we gloss over, so now I'm gonna pivot back that way. So Roger,
we're in the middle of a conversation.
No, I'm pivoting now.
You're like, yo, let me go. No,
yeah. So Roger didn't have his mustache when he pulls up, right? And so then that means that in film Red, when Roger and Rayleigh find Shanks in the treasure chest, that must have happened not on God Valley because his mustache was not
during the incident.
Not during the incident. It had to have
wait, then how?
But that doesn't make sense.
How much longer does that take place after God Valley?
Because God Valley would have got destroyed, right?
Yeah, because and the treasure chest would be from God
Valley.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. It doesn't make sense. It's a
but here's the
continuity
thing.
issue. Film Red.
But
Film Red is ass.
But Film Red's not canon, right?
Dog shit.
Yeah.
It's not canon. So like, you know, you take with it what you want.
So now we can pivot back into what you want to talk about.
So that wasn't even a discussion being had there. You just threw it in there.
I was talking about it before.
No, I know. I got it. I
wanted to say my point.
I mean, like, I want to discuss it now.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you just kind of like, let's pivot out of here now. As soon as you just dropped it in our lap. Do you get what I'm saying?
What do you want to talk about?
I just think that, yeah.
Go ahead, you got it. What are you gonna say?
I think that's probably just an issue. Like, I think Toei Animation would have taken that liberty.
Yeah.
To
give him the
do that with Film Red.
Because that version of Rayleigh looks like the version of Rayleigh we see in...
It does. Like, Rayleigh doesn't look like he aged from the Roger and Whitebeard flashback, right? Like the Odin one. Yeah. Maybe Oda also could have forgot about that Shanks baby thing. Because that's not something like the studio would just pull up out of their ass, right? Like, that would have been like a... Like, the actual point of them finding Shanks in a treasure chest would have been something that Oda would have told them. Mm-hmm. But then the liberty would have been for them to do the character design.
Like what time?
For Roger.
Time
yeah.
So
right?
I'm hoping, because I don't think... The issue is we didn't get enough of God Valley, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, we got, like, just a little bit, and they're like, all right, let's...
Just a start of it.
I'm okay with that, though.
They pulled in like me. They were like, yo, here you go. Now let's pivot up.
Yeah. Well, they're feeding us, like, breadcrumbs, right? Like, they want us to, like... They want us to get excited and shit, and then like have us like theorize about it, right?
Yeah. But to your point,
let's theorize if Whitebeard knew of the fucking dark.
But no. But what you were saying, back to how Whitebeard took command, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people were comparing Rox's crew to the Straw Hats.
Okay.
How like Rox would be like Luffy, Zoro would be Whitebeard, and then Shiki would be Sanji. The way he was, arguing with
Whitebeard.
Yeah.
It also made it seem like to me like Shiki. It's possible that Shiki and Whitebeard might have had their devil fruits, and why they were. It seemed like they were stronger than the rest of them.
I don't think so, because Big Mom had her devil fruit.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think.
But Big Mom wasn't in her prime.
That looks,
in my opinion.
I don't know. That looks like she was in her.
That looks like Big Mom Prime.
I think
that looks like Big Mom Prime to me, bro.
She might look like she's in her prime, but like I'm saying, like, in terms of power, her prime is during the actual story as a Yonko. So same with Kaido's.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like her destructive output was probably higher than like at this point in the story. Really? And then her like,
dude, she's a fucking monster now.
Her ability went up, and like the current point in the story.
But like with their devil fruit, like the way it plays in, it makes sense if now is actually her prime.
Because she collected more souls and shit.
That, and because of her durability, when you're fighting somebody that you can't even touch, like you're doing as much as you can and nothing's happening. Yeah. That fear is gonna start coming in them, and then she'll be able to rip their soul.
The other thing is, like, when you were saying that, or whoever was saying that Blackbeard wanted to mimic Rox's crew.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Even if he wanted to do that, that means he would have had to pull up on Big Mom. He would have had to pull up on Kaido.
Who?
Blackbeard.
Why?
Because if he wants to mimic Rox's crew,
take out Rox's crew,
take their devil fruits, and then give them.
I meant the structure of his crew.
Oh, you meant structure?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like actually.
No. I'm not saying like have everyone one for one take their fruits.
Well, like Darkness, Quake.
That's but he's got his whole thing like warp, strength. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about that because he has his own makeup. Yeah. He's not gonna have people like he's thinking ahead of Rox. Like Rox walked so Blackbeard could run type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Rox got stopped, Blackbeard like learned from that shit, and he was able to figure out that Darkness can actually take another fruit, right?
The thing is, like, Whitebeard at that point in the story looks exactly like this Whitebeard right here.
I know.
He looks like the exact same Whitebeard that fought Roger. Well, and so, I want to ask you guys a question: how far? Because at this point he doesn't have his devil fruit, so he must have been purely hockey.
He might not. We're not 100%.
I don't think he did.
Probably not. I think he might have got it at God Valley.
That's what I mean. So at this point, he would have been purely hockey training.
Sure.
right? So how far in his hockey do you think he was? Like, do you think he was at the point to clash with Roger?
No.
Because the next time these guys clash from God Valley
is the Odin thing.
Yeah, but what's that time frame?
That would have been
6 years.
No, because God Valley was 38 years before the story,
years. And
Odin's thing was 2 years before Roger got executed, which would have been like 3 years before Ace or like before Luffy was born.
The reason why I'm saying
so that's like 20 years.
The reason why I'm saying 7 years,
yeah,
is because if if Shanks was a baby on God Valley, he's 7 years old when they're clashing. So then it must have been 7 years.
That's true.
Assuming they got him then.
Yeah.
At that incident.
Exactly. So it had to have been 7 years.
But in terms of like what they've given us, it's an 18-year time gap.
18 years? How is it 18?
Because 38 years for God Valley.
Yeah.
And then Odin.
This makes no sense.
Yeah.
And no, like, because Roger dying before the start of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that was before Luffy was born.
Right.
So and Luffy's like 19, 20 now.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't make sense.
So then 20 to 38, like that would have been the 18.
No, but the thing is the Odin versus Kaido thing was 20 years prior to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lines up. It does line up.
The Odin and Kaido thing happened after like during Roger's execution area. It was around that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how is that 18 years?
I'm saying the gap between
God Valley?
Yeah, Kaido and God Valley, that like Kaido fighting Odin and God Valley, that's an 18-year gap. Because it's 38 years for God Valley.
Yeah.
It's 20 years when Roger died from where the story's at now. So you subtract 38 and 20, it's 18.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't make sense.
So
Shanks was he was a little baby, bro.
Yeah. Or however, like I don't know. Was Shanks 10? How old Shanks was?
Because at that point,
you know what I mean?
when he watched them clash, that would have been 3 or 4 years before Odin clashed with Kaido.
Okay.
Odin was sailing with Whitebeard for 1 or 2 years, and then he sailed with Roger for the last 2 years of his thing.
Prior to that.
So then it would have been like a 14-ish.
14 years?
14 years. And Shanks kind of looks like 14-ish.
I don't know. He looked like he was 10. I don't know.
Okay, but still, that's like something that you can kind of play around with in terms of like anime.
If we look at when Roger was executed, how old? Because remember we looked at how old Mihawk was and how old Shanks was looking and the age difference.
Remember that.
Because they didn't show it in the manga, but it was an anime only scene. And
I'm not gonna remember that though.
And I remember that. But basically, Mihawk looked much older.
He looked like 19.
Yeah.
Shanks was 5 years younger, I think, or 7 years younger.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wasn't Mihawk 17?
Again. You said you like in terms of visually looking.
Yeah.
Mihawk looked like he was a young adult, like he was around 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Versus Shanks being like more on the kid side, but 14 I think is 14 years is still very plausible.
Sure.
Could be. I don't know. I don't think it was.
That's a long.
I think he was 10.
And in terms of One Piece, like that's a long time. Even 1 year is a long time in One Piece, like pacing wise.
Yeah, but I mean,
so,
you said 1 year is not long enough for Whitebeard to learn Ryu.
It's not. I don't think so.
And you're just contradicting yourself.
Not really.
You are. You literally just said.
No. That was before. That was off pod.
You're crazy.
That was off pod. But that.
Let me explain.
Hold
guys.
on. No. That's a whole conversation. I don't want to have that conversation either. Like that. But even then.
All right.
We can talk about that later.
Okay, let's get back into the chapter.
We can get that later.
Back into the chapter. So we see the Rocks Pirates. We see
there's
Whitebeard.
Gloriosa's on there.
Yeah, and she's the current queen of Boa, like fucking Amazon Lily.
She's not the current queen. She's the previous.
The previous
one.
Yeah,
but we see the Bodhi.
But I didn't think that she was like actually a pirate or even strong enough for anything.
The way they aged her into like some small old
garbage. Because I thought that like when they say Gloriosa, but like when I read it, I read it on my phone and I was like, oh, is that like Shaka, like Rayleigh's girl?
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, they fucking say Gloriosa like.
But that means Shaka's even older than like that.
Yeah.
So then like,
because she was the one before her.
Bagging a mill for, like, you know what I mean? Like she's way older than Rayleigh. Like way older.
Yeah, like I think like Kaido definitely had his prime later. But the question you were asking was how far do you think he was in his training?
Yeah, well, no, his hockey.
His hockey training.
His hockey was, yeah. Like, do you think it was so Rock's pirate crew.
Yeah.
We had
they have Captain John, which is a zombie from Thriller Bark, which is also the treasure that Buggy was been going after.
Fiending after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
And there was another dude that was also on Thriller
There was
Bark.
two other people. But there were...
Also on Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. Like, did they die during God Valley and Moria just like...
I think so.
But then the island got erased.
So apparently, from what I read, this is obviously like on Twitter though, so like
Yeah.
I didn't actually like go into and check, but
Right.
Hogback was from West Blue,
Yeah.
and God Valley was in West Blue.
Okay.
So it makes sense that Hogback had these corpses.
But how did he get them from God Valley? If they died on God Valley?
Well, we don't know if God Valley got wiped while that incident was happening.
It got
They
wiped
could have
probably after
wiped
the
it
incident.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think he like quickly ran to the island, stole the bodies, and ran away?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Somehow
but
with
also
all, like,
they
the
might
Marines.
not even died at God Valley. They could have died after.
Yeah. If they died after, then it makes more sense.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
they're saying God Valley's from West Blue.
Okay. I
And
thought
then-
when was it indicated that God Valley was in West Blue?
I don't know. That's just what people are saying.
I thought it was in the Grand Line.
I don't know.
I just
I don't know.
Like
But
I said,
that's what people
like
said.
I said, like I saw it on Twitter. So like I know Hogback's
Right.
from West Blue, but like that's it.
We were going off Twitter like Shiki's still alive.
Shiki could be alive.
he is, bro.
He could be alive, but like I don't know if he would be
Anyways.
relevant in the story.
But yeah, so this is like one of the first ever visual like manga confirmations of Shiki, because everything else of Shiki has been like movie related and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So after this though, we see Garp pull up
Yeah.
with the motherfucking Bogard.
Yo, there's also
Bogard greatness, bro.
there's
Shut
also
up.
I know.
let me keep talking.
What's up with Bogart?
Yeah.
Go on.
Basically, what that means is Bogard was clashing with Rayleigh. So Bogard.
That's not
Rayleigh
what it
level.
means. That's not what it means.
Bogard is Rayleigh level. And Bogard hasn't aged since then, so Bogard is fucking beyond Rayleigh.
This is what Zoro fans
Yeah.
think. Like that's actually crazy. Like
It's Bogard.
now you
fan.
can understand like the level of reach.
That's
that-
not
that-
reach. That's not reach though.
That Bogart is Rayleigh level.
How is that reach, bro?
That is reach.
Explain
What
to
do
me
you-
how that's reach,
Just because Garp's strong doesn't mean Bogart's strong.
bro. If he's his right hand man, right? Garp is clashing with Roger all the time. Garp takes Roger. Rayleigh would just body everyone else. Then no.
Okay, and who's fighting Scott or Gavin? Nobody. Roger has a whole crew of stacked dudes.
Yeah.
When he's fighting Garp, it's just those two
So
because
you're
that's like
no,
a
no, so
that's
you're
like a
telling me-
friendship
you're telling me
rivalry
Bogart's
thing.
that strong that he's seeing the rest of the crew.
No, I'm
That's
saying
essentially what you just
I'm saying Garp being pulling up with anyone else. It's just this Roger and Garp thing is just a Roger and Garp thing.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anyone else on the crew
Yeah.
But then why show Bogart even there at all?
because he just chills.
That's what I'm saying. Like
what do you
Bogart was
mean?
in those fights, bro. You're
You're
disregarding Bogart. He was there.
No, you're pumping up
I'm
Bogart.
not. I'm not.
It's okay, man. It's fine. Zoro fan.
What are you Zoro fan? This had nothing to do with Zoro, bro.
Well, it's just
You
now
just-
I know how you
you're
think.
just-
I just know how you
hating
think
on-
now.
What do you mean you know how I think? That makes perfect sense.
It doesn't.
Like, who would Bogart
Who-
be fighting?
So who's fighting Scott or Gavin?
No one. He's not strong enough.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like what? What do you mean he's not strong enough
He's
to
not
fight
strong
the
enough.
Marines?
He's not,
like what the
bro.
fuck are you doing? See?
Cause we haven't seen shit from Scott Gavin.
I know, but you're telling me Roger has a crew
Yeah.
of like 10 people.
Yeah.
That's almost supposed to be like Shanks' crew.
You're assuming that, but sure.
Whatever. But
You're
he
just assuming that.
okay. Roger has a crew that can handle Rox's crew.
We don't even know that.
Okay, Roger has a crew that can handle Whitebeard's crew.
Okay, yeah.
And you're telling me that Garp has a whole state like Bogart can handle like Bogart himself can just handle everyone on Roger's crew.
I had said no. I had said that he can take Rayleigh.
What's everyone else doing?
They're fucking around.
Exactly. like
There's Dragon as well. Don't disregard
Dragon. What?
Because it's whoever he pulls, like the Marines he pulls up with, right? So he could bring
But they're
out.
all randoms.
It could not have been randoms though. He could have brought like the rest of the people. Like what's her name? The old lady who's a vice admiral.
No
too.
vice admirals are at that level to fight
His crew.
his crew.
I don't, bro. How much are you gonna pump Scopper now? The guy's not even that sick.
What do you
Hasn't
mean?
even shown to use hockey or anything at all.
No, but if you look at the currents, like if you look at the vice admirals we've seen,
Yeah.
I don't even think vice admirals right now can properly even handle Luffy's crew. Like vice admirals aren't really
Garp's
that
a vice
strong.
admiral.
Besides Garp, because he wants to stay as a vice admiral.
Yeah.
Vice admirals are not that strong, bro.
I can't even think of other vice admirals honestly. Was T-Bone a vice admiral?
Yeah. and fucking Zoro fought him in like Water 7.
Yeah, but that's because
And got raped.
Zoro's crazy.
No.
That's 'cause
He didn't have hockey then, bro. That's the crazy thing. Like Yeah, Zoro fans. Zoro fans.
Yo, let's talk about Saturn pulling up in this chapter.
Yeah, so we saw Ivankov, Kuma and Ginny, and they're all like made a plan to go grab devil fruits.
I think it's kind of weird that Ivankov just knows all the previous.
It was just convenient.
Hunts. He just knows that like the previous hunts nobody survived.
Yeah.
How does he know that?
Because he was probably
because nobody survived.
Yeah.
Like if nobody survived, how do you even know that? Like you weren't even there.
No, but what if he was?
So I don't understand.
Because he like all of them are clearly slaves, right?
Sure.
So what if he was a slave to a celestial?
And he was what?
Nothing.
He heard about it later.
Yeah, because if you're a slave to a celestial, they're gonna talk about it like, oh yo.
Okay.
Oh,
that's fair.
John.
Like last time the hunt happened.
Last time the hunt happened.
That's fair.
And he's like, I hope this time it's better. I think this slave will be better. And then he fucking throws him in there.
That's fair.
Like, there you go.
But also, like, what is Ginny just somehow able to tap into shit?
Like, what do you mean tap into shit? Like wiretap?
Yeah, wiretap, snail transponders and shit.
Yeah.
These are all slaves, though, so it's like...
So? Just because you're a slave doesn't mean
but
that you can't fucking have useful skills?
No, I'm just saying...
No talent.
Yeah, what the fuck,
No,
bro?
but I'm just saying, like, they're so young at that point.
Yeah.
And they're a slave. Where would she have learned this?
As a slave. You got to be resourceful.
For a celestial?
No, but, like, you got... Because you want to... Like, let's say you're a slave under a celestial, right? And you want to do your own things. You have to be resourceful to be able to get the things you want and do the things you want to do. Right? So then you come up with creative ways to do that. And then she probably got...
It just seemed kind of like a... Like, how did this kid best, like, the world government? Is like the point I was trying to get to. Is like,
but see, this was
so like crazy.
It was 30 years ago.
Okay.
Right, and her besting them could have created the white, Den mushies.
Yeah, where they don't actually get.
Where they don't exactly. So this incident, like the God Valley incident, from could have spawned so many newer things.
And like the point I was making, where I was like, these are secret hunts that nobody even knows about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like they were like that. The only reason people found out is because she made that Den mushy thing.
Yeah.
And that did it. So like,
before
this chapter, I was still on that 50-50 of like they could do another hunt.
Yeah.
But after this chapter, I'm like, it kind of is leaning towards like, this is probably why they stopped it.
Yeah.
Because
Who
of
said
how like that shit show that it made.
Who said that?
Honestly, like 70% of the One Piece community said that.
Clearly, he wasn't part of that 70%.
I wasn't, because I was trying to be different.
Okay.
Prison escapee.
Anyways, they go grab the devil fruits, and we see Big Mom. I guess it was Big Mom that pulls up on Ivankov.
It is Big
and
Mom.
She grabs the dragon fruit, and then
Kuma eats
the pawpaw fruit, and we see Saturn there.
Yeah.
So with Saturn, you were saying you think Big Mom fought Saturn right after that?
So like here, that's my issue is if Saturn's there, right? And are we assuming this is the last time he was on the surface?
Could be.
Right? Like
could be. Could very well be actually.
Yeah.
Especially after like last chapter where he was like, when's the last time I've been to the surface?
Exactly. So this was probably the last time he was on the surface. Sure. Right? Like how did Kuma get away with Ginny, with Ivankov from Saturn?
That's actually, first of all, heard it here first. That's what I was saying.
What?
I said Kuma got his fruit on God Valley.
No, I know you said that, but even if he has his devil fruit, how's he getting away?
So
if Saturn is able to paralyze fully grown men who have hockey,
that was the other thing in that.
Then how is a small child?
Because he's a buccaneer.
In that panel, though, do you think he hit him, or you think he uses powers to like? Sight him. Okay. Like you know what I mean? Like sight him.
I know we had this discussion where in the panel I thought Saturn like hit him,
like punched him,
like
he went like fucking
and he flew away because of how the panel is. You see like this side of his hand, kind of like this, right? So it's like, oh, he like hit him and then he flew away.
Especially because he's not in his like demon form thing.
Form. But then you were saying that he's just standing there with both his
like he's holding his staff.
Like stance,
and
he could have like sighted him.
That's what I think.
Like I think either are plausible. Because
Saturn's
like they're very plausible.
Like for Gorosei to pull up is like a very significant.
See, like this hand right here.
It's
right?
such a significant
I thought
thing.
that hand right there was his hand.
Yeah.
And you see kind of like this angle here.
Yeah.
Right where it looks like he hit him.
I thought it was very.
What do you think?
No, I already
thoughts on the matter.
I think it's very significant for Gorosei to come down to the earth.
No, for sure.
And like on the surface and like whatever.
But if we see the hand come, like Kuma's reacting to the hand, then he has time to just start munching.
That hand earlier is Big Mom's hand.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think he's trying to sight him, and and Kuma talked about it earlier how he's like sturdier than everyone.
No, I know. We literally see him talking about how like, yo, I'll be a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Like I'm strong enough.
Yeah.
Man has an arrow in his back still.
yeah.
And he's like, yo,
we know he's sturdy.
He
as
straight
fuck.
up was like, yo, I sacrificed my life for Pakistan.
What? Wait, why'd you say it like that?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
hold on, bro.
But you know what I'm saying?
No.
You know, bro, that's a child, bro. What are you saying?
Why
are you looking at it?
Yo, what are you
What's
saying?
happening right now?
I'm saying. You guys may forget what I was saying.
I
I was saying he can handle that attack, and especially for him to be that young.
Yeah.
And
What else can
that,
he handle?
It's pretty wild.
Crazy.
We have like probably the most tragic backstory for somebody,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, let me just. That's wild, man. But do you think there's a possibility that Kuma might have used his fruit to send Saturn somewhere? Because he had just eaten the fruit. Nobody knows he has these powers.
Okay.
And Saturn wouldn't have had a reason to like react in the same way that he allowed Bonnie to attack him.
Yeah.
He would have been like, "Kid, try punching me." Like,
Just send me away.
yeah.
So do you think, and that would make sense if, like, you know how you go back to when Brooke got sent away, by Kuma, and then there's a whole cult worshipping him, like, oh yo, like Sayin-sama or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What if Saturn was sent to that same place before,
And that's what started it.
that's what started the cult?
Okay.
Yeah, just like a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but like other thing is, I was saying like, how did he manage to get away when Saturn can like paralyze you?
Yeah.
And then Big Mom's also there too. Like I would think Big Mom would pull
Big
up
Mom
on
probably
Agora's side.
fought
Like why would she not?
But if Big Mom fought Saturn, why? How is Big Mom still alive now? Or how was she still alive? Like in the story now?
The souls. She can
like,
literally just take people's souls and add it to
but
herself.
I'm saying like
so now
Saturn
she's
wouldn't
good.
have just killed her. Like Saturn would have left like that job left unfinished.
No, I think.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think it would have been a 1v1. Like it would probably, she would have been fighting him for a little bit.
Like Saturn would have had to run away.
No, and then other people would have joined in. Like where's Kaido in all this? Kaido could have pulled up.
But we know that like Big Mom and Kaido weren't in their primes then.
But what I don't like.
So like Saturn, like where he's been displayed now.
Yeah.
It's safe to assume Saturn's been alive for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that he's been as strong as he's been for like a long time.
Yeah.
So then like, wouldn't he just be washing Big Mom at this point?
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I know he should be.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
so no, but maybe he underestimated her. Like he didn't go full. Like no, because here's the thing. Maybe now he was pulled up in his regular form, and he underestimated her, and that's why this time he pulled up guns a-blazing, like in Egghead.
Yeah.
It's because he had previously underestimated Big Mom.
Well, we know,
and that's what led her to like the standoff or whatever. And this time he's like, I'm not underestimating anyone.
There's also a difference there because it's Nika.
That's true.
They know it's Nika. Like they saw the wanted poster and they were like, "Yo, we gotta. Who the fuck put Nika on the wanted poster?" Is like, no, we can't have this come out. Right? He was
a whole different thing. Sending Kizaru to handle Nika. Like he was like, "Yo, Kizaru's enough to handle Nika."
Yeah, at first. Yeah. And then he was taking a minute. And
but even if that happened, right? Like Saturn could have taken him in his regular body when Luffy deflated.
I guess so. Like.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah,
maybe that time he did that, and because of that, he's like, nah, not again.
Also, we don't even know if they have the 3 admiral system 30 years. Like, as much as the world's kind of been like for the longest time, everyone's like, yo, Roger era is like a different level of pirates, and they're like way stronger.
Right.
I don't think so necessarily.
Why?
Because like the way I'm seeing it, it seems like there's way less pirates on like just sailing around because. Anyone that's notable, but anyone that's notable, or anyone that we've heard of from the story during Roger's era, they're all from Rox's crew or Roger's crew.
Yeah.
Or Whitebeard's.
But Whitebeard's an extension.
Yeah, extension.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're all from these crews where it's like, where were the other crews? Because I thought Shiki was like part of his own thing.
Yeah.
And
but to me, like the whole Rox pirate group seems almost as if a pirate alliance.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seemed like more.
Well, they don't have
than
crews
a pirate
though.
Group.
But Whitebeard guys, none of them have a crew. They're just like
but it seems as though this was like a precursor, like a pirate alliance.
Yeah,
and then they
it's kind of like Blackbeard.
It's like the opposite of Luffy.
It's like Blackbeard's.
I was gonna say the opposite of Luffy.
Okay, because Blackbeard's the same thing. They're all in it for themselves.
Yeah, there's 10 Titanic captains. They all have like crews under them, and they could all split off and be their own pirates.
Yeah, but Rox's crew, like, they don't have the pirates under them.
No, I know, but this is
it's just a collection of.
But I mean, like, it could have been like this was like one point in the story. Maybe later on in the story,
it
grew into that.
But then, I guess
didn't Rox die at the God Valley though? So then at that
point,
we
don't know that.
Oh, yeah, we don't know.
We think
potentially.
We think he did. Yeah.
And that's like the point where they all kind of went off into their own thing. Because even that
What
Captain John guy, he had his own pirate crew afterwards.
Yeah, he did.
So we know like he didn't die during God Valley.
But what I wanted to touch on was like, so Ginny knew that the devil fruit was Kaido's dragon fruit.
Yeah.
And it was an azure dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, is it not the fish fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So shouldn't it have been the fish fruit and not the dragon fruit? Like, that's what doesn't make sense. Is because we thought it was a fish fruit and his awakening was a dragon.
Yeah.
But now at this point in the story, everyone's like, it's a dragon fruit. So like that makes no sense.
I mean, it kind of still does because Jenny's a kid.
Okay.
And she's calling it an azure dragon fruit, but like she doesn't actually, how does she know for sure that's the actual fruit? Like the way the encyclopedia shit goes.
Yeah.
If it's like you have to see the fruit and then they're like, oh shit, like that's a dragon, like this is the fruit, it's a dragon fruit.
Yeah.
It can kind of be like that where like it could have been actually still called a fish fruit modeled azure dragon or whatever.
But every single time people saw it, they saw a dragon.
Yeah, like it could have been awakened to that point where it was
everyone awakened it. That's kind of crazy.
Not everyone. I mean, whoever had it prior to Kaido.
But they also awakened it.
Could be.
Because the thing is, like, why were the celestial dragons just holding down such a powerful devil fruit like that? Like, why not use it and give it to like an admiral or someone? Like, that's the other thing. Like, the God Knights. Now, do we think the God Knights have devil fruits, or do we think they?
I don't think they have devil fruits.
Only hockey.
I think they're like only hockey.
Yeah.
Because these guys kind of seem like end game villains in a way.
I think it's hockey and magic.
And it could be, yeah. But I think the reason they were even part of the hunt is because they wanted the devil fruits.
Okay.
And if they already had devil fruits, like why would they be part of the hunt?
Yeah, why would they be part
Besides
of
it being fun and shit.
Yeah.
But
remember what I had.
If celestial dragons are not as strong as the God Knights.
No.
So it's pretty much unfair to have God Knights part of this hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Besides being there as a force to just protect them.
That's what I think. I think they were just there as a force to protect, and they were just like, "Fuck it, like let's just participate."
Yeah, but then they're always gonna win.
Huh? Like, no, but what if they just like they're like, "Oh, yo, like this time I'll like not kill everyone," and they're like, "We'll just wait." You know what I mean? They had nothing better to do, bro. Just murder innocent civilians.
I mean, like the way it started with God Valley, he was ready to go.
Yeah, no, because
and he seemed like that type of guy.
So we saw God Knights, right? We saw 3 God Knights.
Yeah.
We saw Garland.
Mm-hmm.
We saw some girl.
Yeah.
Someone from like the Munmayer family. They dropped the family name, yeah.
They say that?
Yeah.
That's a family name? Like which girl? Like the girls from that, or someone is?
The girl mentioned like, oh, like the Munmayer family's gonna win this time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, because we just got that reveal on Twitter, right?
There's
all the family names of the 20.
Well, that's why. It's because this chapter had like mentioned a new family name.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but
let me see.
When was it confirmed that Figureland was a family name, like of the original 20? It wasn't, right?
Yeah, when
it wasn't.
Okay,
no.
So then all that is false. Whatever that guy.
Well, no, it's not. Well, so it's
fucking.
It's these 4, but like here you can see. He's like the Munmayer family is gonna win in the bottom right corner. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 4 of them there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just 3 of them. And even the 4 that it showed there, when you go later and you look at when they have Garling and 2 of them in the same panel.
Yeah.
It's 2 different people.
No, so are those
two, there's 2 in the back?
Those I thought were God Knights. The other ones I didn't think were God Knights.
Who did you think they were?
I just thought they were like.
I think they were all God Knights.
Damn. Okay, that's a lot.
But even the ones behind Garling in that panel.
Yeah.
They could even potentially be Figureland family members.
Because
that could just be part of his squad.
His squad, right? He's like the prince, and they're his royal, like some shit like that, right?
Yeah, they're part of his family.
Yo, all the fucking subsects that we could do.
Well, I mean, because you have like St. Charles and his family.
Yeah.
So who's to say like if they participate in this hunt that their points aren't like together?
No.
So in that same way, like they're gonna want to win to get like they're gonna want their family to win regardless.
Yeah, those 4 people. Right, people were saying
earlier,
right? They were saying how they're from Mother Carmel.
Yeah,
That's not confirmed?
It's
but
not. It's not confirmed. They do look similar.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have rather had it where, Mother Carmel actually
stole these kids.
Not stole those kids. Those kids that she had were orphans from the same respective families that these guys are from.
Yeah. And I think that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because one of the dude with the gas mask.
Yeah.
Doflamingo's crew, same dude.
Really?
With the spiky hair, remember? He had a gas mask.
You think which one's him?
No, I
you think that's a part of the family? Like it's a family thing now.
Like he's that orphan kid.
Oh, he's the orphan. Okay.
From then, or like he could have been a kid that like Doflamingo took with him from because he was a Celestial Dragon too.
Yeah, because the way I see it,
and like it would make sense if that's why Doflamingo recruited him. Because he's like, he's
part of this prestigious family.
He's like, I saw this guy up there, like he was a god knight or like whatever. Let me take this dude.
Yeah. That makes sense to me too. I think it's like a family thing, and then she just took the orphans. Yeah. Just to like, because it's kind of like an extension of Big Mom, like how big Mother Carmel kind of had her. She seemed like all sweet and everything, but she had like a ulterior motive, a child trafficking thing going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I could see it that like either she sold this kid to the government, and he became, but like I don't see him becoming the God Knight after that, because I feel like God Knights were
preordained.
Yeah, like they're from these families from before that aligned with.
I think it's
the Gora side.
I think it's the other way around. Like they saw they had a kid. They're like, there's no potential in this kid. Let me
got rid of him. Yeah, and then she picked him up.
Like it's the same thing with Shanks.
Yeah,
what Figureland did with Shanks. Is what these guys are doing with their other kids. Yeah, and they happen to be the ones that Mother Carmel had.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
But like the other God Knights that we see, one of them has like that devil mask, like it's like a ox mask on.
Yeah. The one. This is the panel with the three of them.
The three of them. Yeah. And that's usually like associated with like, the devil and like death and stuff. Okay. And so I think the God Knights, you know how you're saying they all use hockey? I think they use hockey and magic.
That's fair.
Yeah, like
I can see them all using magic.
Whatever stuff.
Personally, it'd make more sense if they're using devil fruit and magic instead of hockey. Yeah. Why? Just because hockey seems like the answer to everything. Mm-hmm. Like, and especially the way Kaido believed that hockey was the answer. Right. It makes more sense if they don't have hockey and they're using magic to like supplement it.
So they're using.
But like, wouldn't you almost say that like Garling should have insane hockey?
He should.
Maybe
he should have insane hockey. I think.
Yeah, but because magic is a thing that we're going with now. Yeah. If we don't know the extent of magic, they can use magic to just completely get rid of the hockey thing for them, and that's like even if it might be stronger than hockey too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and that's completely fair. Yeah. But the other thing was with Kaido saying hockey's the answer and stuff. Yeah. People were saying that he might have fought Roger for him to come to that conclusion where he thought Roger's way of hockey was the true way.
There was a line when they show that panel of all of them where Kaido's like, yo, like Roger's gonna go, like he said something along the lines of like, yo, we're gonna let this guy go, like this guy's gonna get in front of us, like he said it like that, like this guy.
He's talking about Roger.
Yeah, he's talking about Roger, and then Big Mom's like, yo, shut up, or she says something like she tries to shut him down, right?
And it looks like Roger's on his way as well. He's the one person and then Big Mom's like one thing at a time rookie.
Yeah. So basically, like
he's the one person I hate
or something. Like, like maybe he's like I
want to fight,
admire,
can't stand, or can't stand because he was also saying like Roger's way of being a pirate was like false.
Okay, yeah. So maybe he pulled up on Roger, because Roger just got shit stomped.
Roger, like personality wise, is completely opposite from the way Kaido was. Like Kaido's all scheming and like a bastard basically to these guys.
Okay.
What?
No, I just like bro.
like Odin's whole family, like the way he operates, it's completely like opposite of what Roger was.
But
right?
I mean, he did save King. He freed King.
No, he did. But I mean, like, where like the ends justify the means. That was Kaido's approach, where Roger's just you wouldn't see Roger hurting like anyone just to like get to.
We haven't seen it, but we could have.
Roger hurting innocents? No,
I don't think
like
so.
On some Luffy shit. Like where he doesn't give a like I don't know, like Luffy.
But Luffy's not hurting innocents.
He like broke out a bunch of prisoners from Impel Down. Everyone that got fucked by them is on Luffy.
I mean, like,
you can't hurt innocence, bro.
No, but you can't.
That's what I mean. I was saying that's what I meant with Roger in the same sense. Like he could have done something, and the repercussions of it caused people to get hurt. Not like directly. That's not
the point I'm making.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with the point I'm making.
What's your point?
With Kaido being completely different from Roger, so what that line was probably saying is that he hates Roger. Cause, yeah. And we've seen like him talk about it during Wano too, right?
Yeah. And so then, anyways, going back into the chapter, we see somehow they dipped the Gorosei, right? Like they somehow got away, and Ivankov, Kuma, and Ginny are all like on a church. So this is kind of giving more into Kuma as a priest Bible backstory.
Yeah.
Right. And then and the thing is, you know what? Maybe even more on top of this, maybe he saw the Gorosei turn into his devil form, and that's why he believes into the church. Believes in the church so much because what he saw on God Valley.
I mean, the way Kuma,
because he was a little kid in that fucking trauma.
But the way Kuma's been presented even before seeing Saturn.
Yeah. No, like
he's very he's very
like this, but this even more so stirred him in that direction maybe. Of like like
it could also be like a to also show because Saturn's like a devilish hellish thing. Just to also show that the Buccaneer race is completely so different from these guys.
No, but he should have been like out here fucking door knocking like, hey, have you heard of our savior Nika? You know what I mean? Like he should have been on that shit, bro. Like teleporting everywhere.
So Ivankov telling him that he's the hands of liberation.
Yeah.
He felt that shit in his soul.
Yeah.
And that that's what he operates from.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why he gave himself up to Vegapunk is that at one point they were threatening the lives of the people of the Sorbet Kingdom.
Yeah.
And he had no choice but to give himself up.
Like
because he cares, like he values every single life
except for his own.
Except for like he's willing to give himself up for anyone. And because even when they broke out of God, or when they left God Valley, he was thinking about all the people he couldn't save, not the people he did save.
No, for sure. Because we even saw in God Valley, he's willing to sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Like he puts others above himself. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he also like there was the line, or you had mentioned when we were talking about it, how the hands of liberation liberated the drums of liberation. Like he technically freed Luffy from the incident at the archipelago. Like he saved him, which then allowed for him to become the sun god Nika.
Yeah.
There's another thing I want to bring up about Kuma's power. Do you think it's intentional where he's sending people? Like he's the one sending them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or do you think, as a part of him being like the liberator, the desire of the person that he's sending is where it's a way of freeing that person. It sends them to the location they want to go.
No, because you know what? You know what doesn't make sense? Is why were there like some of them were like circling the earth for like 4 or 5 days, and some of them were only circling it for like a day or two.
What do you mean?
Like the time frame?
Like Luffy guys?
Yeah.
I don't remember how long they were circling the earth.
It was like a while.
I think it was it circling the earth, or were they going to their island and it took forever to get to the island?
They were circling, bro.
Are you sure?
I swear.
I don't know, man. I think they were just going to that part of the world where it might have been to the edge of the other side.
And it took them 3 days to get there?
Yeah, they're flying.
How fast?
Yeah, like it's a whole ass world, bro. It's gonna take them time to get there.
How fast?
You take an airplane, it takes you at least like a day or 12 hours.
It took us 8 hours to get to Japan.
I know. But
that's literally the other side of the world.
No, but we know the One Piece world's expansive.
Yeah, we do.
So like,
I think,
and it's not a plane. That
our world's expansive too, dickhead.
Sure,
No, but we're killing in a plane, bro. That's going at like I don't know how many miles per hour.
That's also going at a fucking fast speed.
They'd have to be going pretty fast to be flying.
Yeah.
Them?
Yeah, he was fucking sending them, bro.
He's like a sending.
Yeah.
No, but I mean but they would also have to be able to survive that impact at the end of the day.
No, it's the paw print.
I know, but
impact, and then they.
But if you're sending somebody at a speed faster than they can handle, whatever, that doesn't even matter.
They're encapsulated inside of a paw.
So, like, outside of the
paw
plane.
is traveling, so they're not hit by any of that shit, bro.
That's so outside of the plane.
You need to rewatch One Piece.
No, man, because that's so outside of what I was saying. Regardless,
okay.
What I was saying was, do you think it's his intention or do you think it's their desire?
My point was because he had them flying for so long.
Yeah,
I think it was his design. Like he did that on purpose. Like he purposely had them land in certain spots.
He knew which island to send them to.
I would rather.
So then why
you're saying be correct? Because it'd make more sense.
It's playing to the liberation thing.
Yeah, everything way more. But I think because of how his devil fruit works, he chooses where to send them.
But then here's the thing: why would he send Luffy to Amazon Lily? Why would he send Sanji to Ivankov? Like
literally,
you know, how would
Luffy for hockey?
Luffy learned like,
but Luffy, like, it's a women of or it's an island of women
that use hockey.
Bro, they use hockey, and also he was able to infiltrate Impel Down because he got to a warlord's island.
But Kuma's not. But for Kuma to, you're saying Kuma just assumed that Luffy was gonna be on the good side of these guys because Luffy was in jail for a bit. They were hunting him down.
Yeah.
And eventually, they were like you know, Hancock
so wait,
fell for him.
Why did he even save Luffy in the first place?
Yeah.
Because of Dragon. Right.
We don't know that.
We don't. But
yeah, so you're just assuming that. So what if he had seen? What if he had seen on Thriller Bark? He saw what Zoro was doing for his captain, and he's like, "Yo, this guy's a different type of dude." And then he saw that he's like, "Yo, what? Why do you always have to start smiling when I fucking bring Zoro into it?" It's not. It's
the conversation. Another because like
it's the actions. Okay, no. What I'm trying to say is right. Let's say fuck. I want to talk about Zoro. Let's say you're a captain, right? You're a captain. Let me explain.
No, explain with the Straw Hats and why he's sending each one to each place.
Okay, what I'm saying how he saw the Straw Hat, how far they were willing to go for their captain. He's like, yo, like he must be a good person. The fact that they're going this far, because most pirates, or maybe pirates that he's encountered,
what's his intention?
Have been like, yo, like this. You know what I mean?
What's Kuma's intention is what I'm getting at. Is like, how would he sending Sanji to a place with Ivankov, how would he know that's going to train Sanji?
Ivankov wasn't there.
But like, the Kamabaka Kingdom.
Yeah.
Why would he send Sanji there?
Yeah.
Like, if he wants them all to train and his intention was to, like, save
them. Did his kicks not get stronger?
They
did all train. They did all grow in the way they were supposed to grow.
But here's the thing.
So then what are you saying?
But he's saying, how does Kuma know?
How does Kuma know that?
Yeah.
Especially with Chopper being, like, everyone just thinks of him as, like, the Straw Hat's pet with, like, a bounty of 50.
Yeah.
How would he know that like Chopper's actually the doctor?
Where to send where to send whom where?
Yo,
holy fuck!
You're struggling today.
Yo, basically, Dragon told him.
What the hell? What the hell? No, but I think so. This is why I was saying like, what if it's the desire of the person he sent?
Yeah.
Because at the moment that Kuma pulled up and was like sending them left, right, and center. They were all in fear of like their lives, and they're like we're not strong enough to like survive.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see them all thinking like shit, like maybe if I was stronger.
Yeah.
So then because of their desire to be stronger, they got sent to an island where they were able to like.
But how does that work? Like how is their will dictating how this devil fruit works?
I don't know. Like we don't know enough about Kuma's power, and it's so like.
But it's
vague.
Never like Vagabond. But it's never been like someone's will has never been in an influence on somebody else's devil fruit power. Like that's never been a thing.
But Kuma being the hands of liberation.
But it's not like.
But Kuma
it's a term Ivankov used.
I know,
it's not actually like he awakened into the hands of liberation Kuma.
But that's like Nika being like the warrior. It's like a. I'm just saying like if
but
it's
we heard the drums. We heard the drums of liberation. That's different.
Yeah.
What?
We literally.
Those are technically just drums.
But where did they come from? How are you hearing them?
From his heartbeat.
It's
following that heartbeat.
It's the drums of liberation, bro.
No, but it's still just named that, right?
Yeah.
But
he had a whole ass transformation. It's different.
I'm just saying with Kuma, how would he notice? Like he sent Perona to Mihawk's Island for what? If it was his intention, why would he send Perona to Mihawk's Island? Right? So like that's where I'm kind of like. It could like if it wasn't his intention, it's like it could be argued either way because
But you don't think it's random? Like it could just be random and no free will, nothing.
But then it's hella coincidence, right?
It is hella coincidence. But that's writing.
For him to send Perona and Zoro both to the same island. What are the odds that's gonna happen, right? That like I can like everyone else getting to the island that's gonna train them.
Yeah.
Like as much as that is coincidence, like whatever, it's a training arc.
Mm-hmm.
But like sending Perona and Zoro to the same like
island.
It can't be random. And I was thinking maybe like Kuma has to have visited the island.
Yeah.
For him to like know about it and send somebody there. So if he only has like a collection of islands, then it makes more sense.
Okay.
But then it's like okay, so that means this guy went to like a Skypiea.
No, he went to Amazon so I have a counter. He's been to
these places.
I have a counter though.
Let him counter.
So like, if it was the person's will, wouldn't like the current Kuma have just been on Egghead instantly?
He technically doesn't have his will though. We don't know what's moving.
How is he?
We don't know if that's his will, if it's like a mechanized thing in him. We don't know anything about that yet.
But like,
even then,
everything you're saying is speculation.
No, but even then, it's the red line. It's the red wall, right? He still could have he might have sent himself, but the red wall goes so high up that he still had to climb up the wall. So that essentially stopped him, right?
Yeah. But didn't he send himself multiple times?
Yeah.
From there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
To get there.
He could also be having an issue of like functioning his devil fruit because he's not actually like.
So, anyways,
there
we see Ivankov say, "Yo," like he says to Kuma, and Kuma's like, "Yo, I'm never gonna forget your face."
Oh yeah, the callback to Marineford.
And it's a callback to Marineford where Ivankov's like, "Yo, you forgot my face."
Yeah. And
he's like, "Yeah."
Do you feel like that hit more for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like we never really saw Kuma and Ivankov's like
interaction,
friendship. Like post that interaction, you're like, yo, they have some history. We don't know what the history is, and I'm hoping there's more than just this. Obviously, because they were both revolutionaries.
It's nice to see that they broke out together. At such a young age.
Exactly.
But it's
And Ginny is so clearly Bonnie's mom. Like it's so blatantly obvious.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
But it's with Ivankov, to me that it didn't hit any harder because it had already hit hard just knowing that they were both revolutionaries and we knew that they had a history, regardless of how deep it went. Like we know they were revolutionaries for like a long enough time that like that they're close.
Yeah.
Even if they hadn't gone this far back, so to me it still hit hard. It's just like it didn't change how much it hit.
How long ago did Dragon meet up with Vegapunk? Was that 20 years ago?
I don't.
Right?
So.
Like it was 20 years prior.
It was something like that,
right? Yeah. And if this was 30 years ago, that means for at least 20 years.
It might have been 25 years because Robin's like 7-8 years older than Luffy.
Okay. I think. What was that?
Actually, no, 20.
What does that have to do? Oh, with Ohara, like
yeah. Just think about when Ohara got destroyed and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I think she's like a little bit old. Like way
she is
older.
older.
She's older.
Maybe 10 years or something.
Definitely older.
Yeah. Okay. But what is that like with the? So then Kuma would have been after that, right?
No, what I'm saying is that like
with the revolutionaries,
he was with them for at least 20 years.
Kuma?
Yeah, like it would have been.
Like, it would have been after the revolutionary army actually got like created,
formed, and when Dragon meets Vegapunk, didn't he already form it? Or
I think wasn't he like actually yeah, because he's saying that before he was just a resistance group.
Yeah. Now they're formed.
Now they're actually like a revolutionary
army. I'm
army.
saying minimum 20 years they spent together, like timeline wise.
Okay.
Yeah. We just see them like living together. I see some two kids bullying Kuma.
Yeah.
Ginny beats the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
And then
you were telling me something about these kids.
Yeah. So like both these kids are members of Bonnie's crew, like grown up,
which is kind of crazy.
And they're like the thing is, they look the exact same, like just
older,
just older, and they're wearing the exact same fits. Yeah. So they could be their kids or whatever. But yeah.
Assuming Bonnie became a pirate for the sole purpose of freeing Kuma.
Yeah.
I can definitely see like her whole crew just being like
people
that loved Kuma as their king.
People who were touched by the hands of liberation.
Yeah. And like just wanted to like now they want to like repay that favor and save him too.
But no, and then we see this panel of both of them crying because they finally have full stomachs and shit.
Yeah, like they actually the first time they felt peace, right?
Yeah. But I'm kind of like, I hope it doesn't go back to Egghead now. I want to continue this, but
I don't think it is.
I know Oda's gonna be like, nah, fuck you guys.
What I was
go
saying
back
was
to Egghead. Let me just turn up the heat and show you what's Saturn's cooking.
I think we got a couple more.
What's rocking?
I think we got a couple more chapters in us of seeing Kuma's transition to where the story's at now.
Yeah.
Because like the reason why we skipped over God Valley is because we still have to finish the rest of Kuma's backstory.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see him link up with the revolutionaries like Sea Dragon, and then we're gonna see him make that decision of why he gave up his soul essentially. Yeah. So and I think that's gonna be the next like 3-4 chapters. Mm-hmm. And then when we hit chapter 1100, it's either gonna be a big reveal or it's gonna be back at Egghead and still a big reveal, but it'll be like some shit with Nika and like Saturn. Like we might even get a reveal of what Saturn's fruit is or something.
You wanted to mention the Gorosei's use of like the fates of time. It was his specific dialogue.
Oh yeah, the way they believe in fate.
Yeah, do you want to elaborate? Elaborate on that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, because when I talked to you about it, you're like, oh yeah, he's got the time fruit and shit.
Yeah.
But like
because he says
he's like strands of time or something, or waves of time.
He said like it's not your people's time or something when he says that to like Kuma because he's a Buccaneer,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh word, like he's deliberately using the phrase time because he's Saturn and he uses time.
Well,
yeah.
But then Jugad was saying that it's because of like fate or like destiny.
Like, so we are going off of like unofficial translations, right?
We are.
So we'll see how it changes, but basically what Saturn said was that is what the tides of time have decided.
Yeah.
Which basically just means fate, right? So
in a way,
the way we've seen a lot of fate being discussed between the Gorosei, and like when Saturn had mentioned it with Luffy and Bonnie earlier, like he's like, it's up to fate if you guys can survive this. Like it'd be like crazy to see if you guys actually survive.
Yeah.
And also like circumstance, like they also didn't foresee that Bonnie and Luffy would be here at Egghead and stuff.
Right.
But what I was saying with fate is that, you know how Emu had like the wanted posters of Luffy, Blackbeard, and everyone's kind of like, yo, why did they leave Shanks unchecked? Why didn't they go after Luffy? Had they already known that he had the Nika fruit?
Yeah.
It's probably because of how much they care about fate. They don't want to screw around with fate until it's something that's messing with their hierarchy of power. Because right now they stay at they're at the top of the world, and it wasn't until Luffy hit their radar where let's say, for example, let's say Emu can see different probabilities of like timelines playing out.
Okay. And
as Luffy got more and more notorious as a pirate, he was starting to see more probabilities of Luffy toppling his whole this whole structure.
Okay. So
that's why Luffy, Vivi, and Blackbeard were like the things that he brought out.
But if there's a chance of somebody toppling your kingdom, whether it's a 1% chance or 50% chance, wouldn't you still try to mitigate it?
But like when you think about how many different types of like possibilities there are,
yeah.
If maybe when Luffy like first started, like when Luffy beat Arlong, like all these guys, the probability probably wasn't even there to like hit the radar.
But if they know that it's through the gum fruit, that's too close. It's too close.
Well, because here's the thing though, because the gum fruit, you had to have awakened it for it to hit the Nika level, right? So
that's still too much of a risk
for somebody to even awaken the fruit. It's like they have to reach that level of like where Doflamingo was at, or like a warlord status, right?
But that's still too much of a risk to just leave out there.
That means by the time he had fought Doflamingo, they should have already moved on him.
Yeah.
Well, we saw the Reverie right after Doflamingo, right?
No, we did.
Because the pacing's pretty fucking quick, but we saw the Reverie and then we saw him with a poster. So like at the time that he did hit Doflamingo, like that was when he hit the radar.
They mentioned
it earlier too.
I think you're reading too much into it, like the whole fate thing. I think maybe it's just Saturn's character.
Maybe
like he's a character.
It could be just him
to quote fate all the time.
But these guys talking about like the cleansing of the world and everything.
Yeah,
it seems like there's this grander scheme to everything, right?
Yeah. So you think like Emu can control like the strands of?
I think they're trying to control fate.
He's the timeline king from Loki.
No, but that explains.
He's Yuhaba.
No, but yo, this explains why they left Shanks unchecked. Because like, if they try to go fight Shanks, it's directly screwing over like the fate that they have foreseen. So if one of them,
but then see that the issue is like that means there's like a higher power that's like
Emu.
No, higher than Emu. That's allowing fate to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's something even higher than.
But they're trying to control fate.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, at the same time that they want fate to just naturally occur.
Yeah.
While they remain at the status quo, it's when it starts affecting their position in the hierarchy that they were like, okay, let's get rid of this person and this person so that way, like, because these are the ones most affecting our. Like status quo.
But like, right? wouldn't you try to mitigate any of those factors, regardless of if they're starting doing it now or if it's going to be later? Wouldn't you mitigate it?
But I guess it depends on.
Bro,
go for it.
You would nip it in the bud.
Exactly.
But to that, it depends on how far they can see these external factors.
We're talking about Shanks, bro.
And Luffy.
And let's stop at Shanks first off, because we know how powerful he is.
Mm-hmm.
We know the type of move
Shanks
he
with
has.
Like the Figurlin thing is like a cop out, so that's why like
we
Blackbeard,
know
Luffy, and Vivi are a better example in my opinion.
Well, we could use Shanks too. It doesn't make sense why he should be allowed to just.
But like, why even Vivi? Like, we don't even know that.
Because now that Cobra revealed all that Lily stuff, Vivi might have knowledge on all that, and like
how?
Because this is what I was. I didn't talk about it on pod, but like, Cobra went into that reverie with full intention of having that meeting with the Gorosei.
Yeah.
What are the odds that he told Vivi, and he would have like thought that something was gonna happen to him?
Okay. Possibly.
Right. No, and so Vivi might still have that knowledge of Lily.
So you think the Emu and was aware of that? He snitched on his, like, he told his daughter.
He probably doesn't know. He probably doesn't know the exact reason, but he's probably like we don't know. I don't know if he has a devil fruit or what, but there's got to be something that's like making it hit his radar. Like, these are the 3 factors that could topple our shit. Because Vivi has knowledge of like the world government being schemy and fucked.
I think it's just
Blackbeard's in a position where he can literally, and Luffy are both in positions where they can topple the whole world.
I think Vivi is because of the influence of her kingdom. Like, her kingdom is probably the biggest kingdom that we've seen.
But the thing is,
let's talk about how
the king. So why wouldn't he have Cobra's picture? Why was it Vivi's?
There's probably something deeper. There's probably something deeper that goes into Vivi's character and like potentially Lily. Some sort of
something
past.
With Lily, probably, yes. Right?
But like, let's talk about how if Emu is already somebody who is, you could say, micromanaging the world, why would he not want to mitigate factors? If he's micromanaging, that means that if I see a potential of this person doing something that can fuck up my whole scheme,
it depends.
I'm gonna stop it here before he reaches here.
So it depends on how far, like how he's seeing it. Because in Shanks, for example, because Shanks wasn't actually doing any movements and he was just sitting there, he was probably saying that, like, okay, as long as we don't do shit to Shanks, we're good, or the status quo is good.
On the contrary, I could say Shanks would wake up tomorrow and just be like, "Fuck it, I'm toppling everything."
Could, but again,
isn't that just like going
out?
I'm
saying from Emu's, like, if Emu has this power of seeing these probabilities,
I don't think so.
It's potential for it to go both ways.
But then if he's seeing probability, he's seeing a probability of Shanks doing that.
But if there's
regardless of what the probability of that of what it actually is, it doesn't matter. If you're micromanaging, you should be mitigating.
But if there's
factors.
A higher probability of, if I fight you today, and like say like the Gorosei die in the process, so Emu, and because Emu, nobody knows that Emus is a real thing.
Yeah.
Right. So if the Gorosei die in the process of them going after Shanks, he no longer has like people to rely on. And
all of them?
Sure, okay. All of them.
All of them, God Knights.
But the Goros are the only ones that know Emu exists. We don't even know if the God Knights know that. Right?
I feel like they would.
They might. But like, as far as we know, only the Gorosei know that he exists. So they're probably counting their lives instead, and they don't want to have that issue.
Right? Well, why couldn't the Gorosei give the direct command to go after Shanks? Yeah, why does it have to be?
They could, but do you think so?
Why don't they give
are Holy Knights strong enough to fight Shanks' crew?
Probably. He's fighting his dad.
Yeah, couldn't you say that? Like, yeah, or at least somebody out of his blood.
Yeah, you're assuming his dad.
That's 100% his dad. They look the fucking exact same.
Even if we don't assume that that's his dad, that's somebody out of his bloodline. There's clearly a reason why Shanks is able to do what he does because of that bloodline factor.
But you're saying But you're saying like the 10 Holy Knights can fight Shanks' crew and wipe them?
Well, why can't it be the 10 Holy Knights and like some admirals?
Yeah, like Kong, Sangoku, all of them.
But then at that point, then it's also adding into like Shanks' whole alliance as well. Then
fuck his alliance like too. Who's in his alliance?
Yeah,
who's in his alliance?
Isn't his alliance isn't his alliance like whack?
It is.
I mean, kind of.
It's all dog shit.
They're rookies in like the New World, or like people from the Grand Line. Like they're not like Luffy's level, but they're not. So you want to say they're whack?
But you're not making a case for yourself.
Yeah, you're not.
Well, I mean, Shanks still, like, up until Whitebeard died, Whitebeard could have also been like part of an alliance with Shanks. He could have helped him out.
They didn't have an alliance though.
But like, if Shanks was on good terms, for him to walk onto Whitebeard's ship and like have that conversation.
Well, I mean, it wasn't really just walking on it. He walked in with his Conqueror's Hockey active.
Yeah.
But that's just.
And then they clashed.
But still, like, they sat down, they had some sake and shit. Like, they're on good terms.
Well, he brought him sake.
But you know they're on good terms. Like, don't try to say that they're not on good terms.
That's not like really good terms. That was more like respect. Like,
but even Shanks coming to stop the war, right? Like, that he has this history with Whitebeard. They're on good terms.
He didn't pull up to save Whitebeard.
He didn't pull up to save Whitebeard, but he still came to end the war. He didn't have to do that.
Dude, Luffy was there.
Yeah,
he literally came through because the protagonist was getting ragdolled.
Luffy was there, sure, but what I'm saying is, had the situation been reversed and like the whole world government, the weight of the world government is going on Shanks.
Yeah,
everyone that Shanks knows and has helped would have helped him. So you got to think about that when it comes to this probability thing. So it would have been Whitebeard, it would have been Luffy, guys. Like
what would have Luffy have done back then?
Where, bro? We're saying.
But what would have Luffy done back then?
It depends. Well, it depends on what time frame. So like
the Whitebeard doesn't exist.
Huh?
Then Whitebeard doesn't exist if we're talking about when Luffy gets strong.
I mean,
so then
even Luffy as like a rookie. no. I'm saying like Luffy, even Luffy as like a rookie, like during Marine for like.
He's not doing shit.
He's not doing shit.
But I mean, they took out CP9. They're stronger than Vice Admirals at the point. Like he's doing a good amount. He's not handling admirals.
He's not doing.
Sure, he's not handling admirals
or anything. He's basically getting.
That's fair, but you're saying that the whole weight of the world government, they're just gonna go fight Shanks.
I didn't say the whole weight.
But basically, like I'm just saying, like he has a.
I said like 10.
He has enough people though.
I don't think he does.
To rely on.
He does not.
Shanks be making friends. Mihawk would probably help him too.
Shanks be making friends.
Mihawk would probably help Shanks, bro. Because the way Mihawk walked away from the war too, like I didn't agree to fight Shanks.
I do agree.
Mihawk would probably help him.
I agree. Mihawk would help.
Yeah.
Unless Emu's his dad.
But like, do you get what I'm saying though? Like, if you're looking like
no, I agree.
When you're thinking about like, okay, I'm gonna go to war with Shanks, like it's this whole probability thing.
Even with Mihawk, like I think they have. If we're like, how are we scaling the God Knights? Right? How strong do we think they are?
No idea.
Because I'm putting them in like a fucking crazy realm.
I am too.
Yeah. I'm kind of having them like, I wouldn't put them above Roger. I think there's an upper limit here. Yeah. And I wouldn't put them above Shanks either.
I would say his like Garling is on par
with Shanks. I would say
yeah. The only thing that would slow him down
from his name.
Yeah. The only thing that would slow him down would be age.
And maybe he hit his prime now. You never know.
Garling?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my thing. So like the rest of them would be kind of in the same. We haven't seen anything
from the God Knights, so it's like
we've seen them on God Valley,
but we haven't seen them fight anyone
from
note.
From like 30 years ago till now. They've probably got stronger.
They've killed commoners and they've killed sluts.
They probably got stronger.
But why would they?
You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna scale them, you'd scale them maybe above admirals or admiral. Like in terms of like the world government side. But
then there's no point of having them.
They have to be like that upper, like class above Marines, right?
There would be no point of having a class of God Knights and just make them Marines.
Well, no, because if they're above that, if they're at that fleet admiral status or above fleet admiral, that makes sense for them to all like
above
each god,
fleet. Sure,
each god knight is above fleet admiral.
If it's above fleet admiral, sure.
Yeah, but that's beast.
Yeah, that is beast.
But that's not. But is that above? That's not above Roger and above Shanks.
Like.
I said their main one is
like just
on
Garling,
par.
Just Garling, yeah.
I said their main one.
Sure.
Is on par with Shanks. The rest of them would be below.
I don't know, like Sen Goku in his prime versus Shanks. I feel like that'd be a fucking like
it would be.
It'd be very close. Like it wouldn't be just Shanks easily defeating him. It'd be high diff.
Sen Goku's kind of weird to scale because if you look at what happened in Marineford, like Luffy tanked like that attack. Like he was bleeding and shit. Yeah. But he survived that attack from Sen Goku.
Yeah.
And then when he did his shockwave thing to Blackbeard guys, they survived that too. Like all of them. It wasn't like Blackbeard with his body and darkness thing. Like it makes sense for him to survive it, but they were all able to survive that shockwave.
Yeah, but like Kong is a fucking beast.
We don't know though. Like Kong, we like.
I don't know. I'm just assuming he's a beast.
Yeah,
he's able to like reel in Sengoku and Garp. Like who's able to fucking handle both these guys?
Yeah, but I think the case can be made that they literally can't move on Shanks. Like you were saying last pod, like Shanks is that guy. Like
I know
they can't move on him.
But they could move on Luffy. At the end of the day, if we're going off of the fact that like if Imu is actually micromanaging, it makes zero sense for him to allow for risk factors.
He can only micromanage to an extent, and it's about
why if he knows if he can see it.
It's about how far he can see.
But if
that's the point I'm saying is like Luffy didn't even hit his radar until he hit the New World. Like Emu's radar, yeah. Like when you see him with his
the gum fruit.
There's a reason why
the gum fruit is the reason why it should have been on his radar
from the beginning.
So that was like the other thing I was kind of thinking about was like, is it 100p that the like Nika's a warrior of freedom, right? Is it so like outlandish that like
any fruit could become that?
Yeah. Because maybe this time it ended up being the gum fruit.
No, because they said that
but
like
they do say it's like misclassified.
Yeah, they say that they purposely misclassified.
But that could have been. But it could have been like
that's on some Jochic shit of not taking Vegapunk's theory of devil fruits.
Okay, I guess I don't think it's that. I'm just saying like. I was just saying because Nika's free. We don't know really.
They say misclassified, bro.
I'm
They
just
do.
catching strays over here.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you guys, bro. And that was valid. Whatever I was saying was valid,
so.
bro. Whatever I was saying was valid. Bro, I know what you guys are laughing, bro. I have people, bro. Like, yo,
I got you.
people in the comments be agreeing with me and shit.
It was you.
No.
You know, like that's like it's fair. Like they do say some misclassified.
Yeah.
But like, just the point I was trying to get from was like, what if when that robot woke up like 400 years ago, that would have been from the prior Nika awakening, but would that have been from the gum fruit? Because like
Yeah.
Because it could have like any other devil fruit could have also been misclassified, and they could have thought
they're all misclassified.
Like,
they're all Sun God Nika fruits.
No, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, because like Nika with the freedom and shit and the reality warping shit that he's
Nika's
doing.
inside you, and he's been inside you all along.
He's been inside you in different ways.
Yeah, all along.
No,
and everyone becomes Sun God Nika, and that's how One Piece ends.
But do you get what I'm saying? What? Where are you going, man?
What do you mean? I'm fucking making a joke.
I know, but like no, but because otherwise, yeah, they knew the gum fruit was there, but it's like.
That's the risk factor is right there.
I know.
The gum fruit is out there and someone ate it. That someone is Luffy. He has a straw hat.
Kill him.
Do they know that Luffy had the gum fruit
That's
though?
it. Kill him.
Why wouldn't they know?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, because like obviously then it just doesn't make sense at all, regardless of why they let Luffy just.
Yeah, the Fates thing is just I think that's just like way out there theory.
Yeah.
Like some Jugad level theory, just way out there.
That's a Josh level theory, just way out there. Yeah. That's what that means.
My theories be in there, right?
No, man, yours be hella out there.
And they're in there, right?
No, that's fair. I mean, I figured I'd just bring it up at least.
Man, let's move on. We're gonna talk about the Gray Man.
Yeah, so what's Gray Man? You said you had a question for me.
Yeah. So the girl that he talks to, or he calls mom.
Yeah.
She was the one who was with him when
he's like wetting the bed and shit.
Yeah. Like when Marion Cross Marion dropped him off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's basically sending him to his death. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's in alignment with Cross.
Yeah.
And she had that deal with Cross, and you can tell that she's like fully regretting it. Like she's kind of like, you know, like whatever you're gonna do to Alan, like do that to me. Like she's kind of praying that it befalls herself too, because she feels so bad that she's sending him to his death, right?
So do you think like Alan dies here?
No.
I think briefly we're gonna lose Alan.
No, I think
maybe
because
I think we're gonna.
Do you think the story needs Alan or Nia?
Alan.
I mean
both.
Bro, Alan's like such a main like central part of the story. In the way that
can move forward
I think the reason he needs to stay is because of his moral compass.
That's what I was gonna get at.
Okay.
It's because of what Alan believes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the way we had talked about Alan and Nia was that Alan, like Nia would have broadened Alan's views.
Yeah.
But Alan would have also changed Nia and potentially been working together by the end of it.
Yeah.
Where they're kind of like Nia has one way where he wants to take over and do shit because he wants to become Millennium Earl.
Yeah.
But Nia's also we know that there's some level of like goodness to him, because in this chapter they say that like Nia just wants the truth. Like, he's not scared of the truth coming out.
Yeah,
he wants the truth to come out.
Don't they say that Alan's changed now? Like he's a different Alan?
Yeah, because Apocryphus remade him, right? Like he fucked with his mind and shit.
Oh, I thought that was in reference to him talking to Nia. Like, you know how like they had swap?
Yeah.
That somehow Nia's impression on him changed him.
Nia was telling Alan that like Alan's not even really real, essentially.
Okay.
And like,
so do you think we're gonna see a merger of Alan and Nia? And
that's what I think eventually. But I think there might be a point, like, so when they go to this mansion, where, because even Alan says it, he's like, yo, I'm basically just following what Cross said, and he's just gonna end up becoming like Nia, right?
Yeah.
So I think for a while we'll have that, but kind of like, you know how when like somebody's in your body, you can still see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have that kind of trope. So like Alan can still see what's happening and like understand shit, so but he might be constantly like trapped in like.
Do you think it's gonna be like a Sukuna Yuji situation? Like
maybe he's I don't think it's
Alan is Sukuna and Nia is Yuji.
But I don't think it's like I don't think it's like ill content in terms of like trying to get that power where they merge together.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna see like the same side of things.
Like see eye to eye.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna kind of merge them together, because like when Nia takes over, we don't even know if Nia's gonna be able to use his innocence without Alan, because he's a Noah, right? And we know that innocence is gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
So he might be like heavily nerfed without Alan helping him. Right. So like then
we could see one eye black, one eye red.
Asta?
Wait, what? Asta's one eye red, one eye black?
No, because remember how you split?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. We're gonna see like a split thing of like half Nia, half Alan.
How Alan, Asta was half of his devil form. And
And what I'm saying, I acknowledge what you said, bro. I acknowledge your point. I'm taking it in, and now I'm using it to make my next point.
Yo, but this chapter was so sad though.
Because it like kind of confirms that we're gonna lose Alan for like a little bit.
And it has that fair like this is goodbye to Alan Walker. Like that's like the arc. Yeah. But like the way that he finishes talking to Kanda, like they're so used to the bickering and shit.
Yeah.
You can tell that Alan took that moment. Like, yo, I might not actually be here tomorrow. Yeah. Like this is gonna be like the last thing I say to him.
Bro, and then at the end we see Apocrypha smile.
Was it him?
I think it was.
I didn't know who smiled.
I don't know who that was either.
Yo, I was thinking, like, is it him?
I think it's him.
But like, whose smile is that? Because it just looks
sure him.
It just looks so schemey,
That's
bro.
for sure him.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like.
I think so. I fully agree because the way that smile looked, it
exactly
kind of looked like you know when he's the cardinal.
Yeah, that's what exactly.
It looks like.
I was like, yo, is this Shao Tucker?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, Apocrypha gives off those vibes.
He does.
He's fucking Shao Tucker vibes, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking weird.
But like a lot of the chapter was kind of just Johnny and like they're just kind of vibing and like getting a haircut and shit. And then
I guess it does look like him. Yeah, you're
right. Like the way the mouth is, it does.
Or like father.
The nose as well.
But so like, you think he's at the mansion?
But like, does that mean that Apocrypha also knows that Nea is not there yet?
Yeah, because he can. Because that was innocence, right?
Apocrypha.
Yeah.
So but like, how is he gonna know what like Nea's like whole past, like that Nea doesn't know the truth? Because that would be his thought, right?
Apocrypha.
Yeah, the last panel.
Like,
what did it say?
Like it says Nea still doesn't know the truth himself or something.
I think that's narration.
It was in a square
no,
block?
it was in like a thought bubble, like a white fading bubble.
Okay.
But narration in
the narration is a square block.
Is it? Are you sure?
They had a bunch of square blocks. Like you can see these square blocks here, where it's like holding a memory of his own Alan Walker heads to.
But like the bottom
narration. But at the bottom it says Nia hasn't gotten to the truth yet either. So what he's saying there is like, even what like Nia thinks is
true is not true.
Yeah, like what he thinks he can do with like becoming Millennium Earl and stuff. So Apocrypha like he probably wants Nia to come out just so he can kill him. Like straight up, just to really just kill him.
No, there's probably like the heart. The heart is probably at the mansion.
I don't know. The heart's
that's too much that's gonna be going on at that mansion.
The mansion's like we've been waiting for this mansion for so long.
We're gonna have a mansion arc.
Yeah, bro, that's what we want, bro. We've been waiting.
Just in the mansion.
We've been waiting for this mansion for like the past like 3 years, where it's just been like Alan's backstory. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we were supposed to go to the mansion.
Yeah,
but then we went to
what's crazy is like this little hideout thing with the owl.
Yeah,
wherever this is.
Yeah,
like
You think it's a secret underground organization that's like separate from the
maybe.
Maybe the Bookman?
Because Bookman. No, I don't think so. Bookman,
no, bro, he's dead.
No, like the Noah have.
No, he's not.
The Noah have.
He's not dead.
The Bookman guys.
But
Cross has been doing his shit, and he knows like spells and stuff. So it's like, this is part of side of shit.
So do we know that if Cross knows what will happen in the Holy War?
They don't say anything, but like, I would assume Cross knows his shit.
Okay.
Like he's.
But does that mean that Nea knows what happened in the Holy War?
I think probably no, because I think because Nea and Mana being like together, their memories are kind of warped and shit, and it makes sense if he had like Road is like the one person for sure
that
we know
knows
has the truth thing. And we know that, and the way Cross talked to Road during the flashback, we know that like Cross has like some level of understanding.
That's true
because he brought up the pillar.
That is true.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So
like I feel like it has to go the way Cross wants it to go. Like I don't know if it's like Cross being an asshole, or like if he's just like very just goal oriented.
Yeah.
But I think like he cares about Alan to a
certain extent. He does
extent.
care about Alan, yeah.
And maybe it's like the spells he's learned or something. Like he'll know how to kind of pull Alan back.
I think I think he's found a way to mitigate what's gonna happen.
Like he'll
have both ways of it happening. Like Nea will come out, but Alan will still like survive. He's not fully sacrificing Alan.
Yeah, I hope not.
No, not after everything they've been through. He's definitely fallen for Alan.
Even the way like that mother was like, this guy's like, you're making a relationship right here.
Fucking ship bro here.
Yeah. No, Hoshino doesn't like that. Don't do that.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't like that.
You guys want to move on to the next?
Yeah, JJK.
My Hero.
No, we're not talking about My Hero.
Bro,
I don't care about My Hero. I don't care about My Hero.
Let me briefly talk about it.
If you're not talking about the BR, I don't care about it.
Yo. So, Bakugo saved All Might.
We talked about that.
No, and remember how he got saved? Like how the hole in his chest got repaired?
Mm-hmm.
The hero edge shot.
Yeah.
Went inside and like.
Yeah.
He wasn't fully able to.
Edge shot's alive too.
Yeah. He comes out and he's alive, and he's like, yeah. He comes out alive, and he's like, yo, all I did was stitch him up.
He's like, all in a day's work.
He's like, no. He's like, all I did.
At first, he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to survive and come back. Like, I'm probably just merged with him for life.
Yeah.
But now he's like, no.
No. He like comes out. He's all murked.
And then Bakugo, the fucking G that this motherfucker is.
You read this, huh?
Sparks his heart back into fucking beating him up. It comes back to
with explosions.
Yeah.
Like there's some sweat. That, like,
some sweat goes into his heart and it explodes. And he explodes with
jump starts his
and
heart.
then he's like, yo,
jump starts his own heart.
Yeah, with his sweat.
He pulled that Goku thing. Remember when he
came
came after
Goku?
Goku,
he went up and came back down.
Yeah, but Goku like planned it. This was just like But
that's so dumb. That is so
yeah.
dumb.
So now it's him versus All for One.
Even that was like layers of like okay, like
bullshit.
fuck it, we'll take it.
Yeah.
But like that's like how Dragon Ball kind of like is that sometimes, you know, like. And that's filler content. That was in between. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
No, but
this is in manga. Like
so it's like Bakugo versus All for One and Midoriya versus Shigaraki.
I'm so tired.
And this is probably gonna go on for another year.
I'm not reading My Hero anymore. Like
before they even start fighting.
It's been like 6 chapters since I dropped it. But like
probably more than that. It's been a whole year since this fight started, bro.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, but like I actually like fully dropped it when that Himiko shit happened with Uraka.
Oh yeah.
That's when I like fully dropped it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they like
they
became lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this.
Word.
Like I don't know what's happening here.
JJK anime.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot is going on.
So
a lot.
There's a lot that went on this week.
But how do you feel about the stuff that they didn't translate from the manga?
There wasn't
like the
much,
narration,
really.
like the narration that they didn't include.
Well, but they could include that literally next episode.
But
no,
the narration I'm talking about is when they're in the domain and they're trying to run out.
Yeah.
And there's narration about Maki and is it her father?
What?
Like the clan head?
No. That's
the clan head guy.
Her uncle.
That's Ankh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nanami's like, yo, come here quick.
Like he's like, yeah.
But then there's narration where they're like, yo, even despite not knowing what was gonna happen, they decided to place their trust in Nanami. Yeah. And that was a whole narration that you don't get.
That narration, I remember reading in the manga, and that gave me straight like Hunter vibes.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the exact same thing,
yeah.
like Chimera Ant arc, right?
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen in the anime.
So that's what I'm wondering. How do you feel about not having that narration there?
Like the vibe is obviously different.
Because that narration kind of like it gives you're understanding where like their minds are.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the narration does is like for that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think like I definitely didn't like it wasn't there, but it wasn't enough for me to be outraged the way Twitter was outraged.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
Like there's no way.
Well, okay. To be fair, still, isn't there a possibility that they do kind of start?
Why would
like,
they narrate that later though?
Well, no. Because that's where they start the next episode. Is where like Nanami yells at them. Yeah,
they pull it back a little.
Nanami yells at them. They start the narration, and then that goes into Toji coming down, and they actually have the narration of when Toji comes out.
Yeah, they could do that too.
But like honestly, and personally, I liked it more without the narration.
Oh really?
Like I didn't mind not having because like the narration was nice, but it instead of like have you being in the front seat like being a part of this, the narration it pulls you out, right?
Yeah.
And then when they're like first of all, like Maki being a student, you know that she's gonna listen to Nanami either way.
That's
right?
true.
Like she knows that Nanami knows more, and like even when like during the fight, you're seeing her thought process, and you're kind of like, oh fuck, like I would have died here had they not saved me.
Yeah.
And like you know, like she's not as seasoned as these other guys.
Yeah.
She's gonna trust exactly what Nanami says.
Yeah.
So that narration really only serves for the uncle for him to be like, okay, I'll trust Nanami too.
Yeah.
Right. But then,
I guess it's also fair in the sense that he is a clan head. So if he is just listening to Nanami, it's kind of like, why is he listening?
Yeah. So like, it's kind of like a mutual respect between the grade. They're both grade 1 sorcerers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then, to me, that transition from them leaving and then Toji coming out, I think it felt better in the anime compared to having that narration, have it break that part up, and then have Toji come out.
Bro, I like that silence of when Toji came out. It was just pure silence, and then the music kicked in once you saw him.
Yeah.
That shit could hit.
His hands come out.
Yeah, that shit hit. Because it was like them running, like it was like chaos to get there, and then like they just cut.
Dragon or Dagon or whatever his name is.
And then they just cut the sound, and it's just Toji coming out.
The thing is, it looked as though his eyes were black.
They are.
Because he's like a reanimated
corpse. But they weren't last episode.
They weren't. Yeah, you're right. They weren't.
They weren't.
They weren't. Yeah.
I thought in the manga it was black.
In the manga
so
they are,
it, right?
but in the episode it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like I think it's afterwards.
Yeah. His eyes are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On the note of like Ankh.
Yeah.
Projection sorcery, they hit it.
They hit it.
Because that's one of them that they could fuck up easy.
They could. Yeah.
The explanation and the showing it.
Yeah, and when they showed it, like the frames of
the rough sketches too.
And then how he moves into the frames.
It was clean.
And the explanation of it on top of that, because like if he also doesn't make his mind up of what he wants to do, he's trapped in a frame too, right?
Yeah.
So I like that, like it adds that like double-edged sword to it.
Yeah, but speaking of the uncle, there was a frame of him with his arm, like
when he stomps on like
and the
where they skipped
panel
it.
went hard, but then they just skipped it.
They skipped it
in the anime, but like that's okay.
There's a lot going on with the animators right now. On Twitter there was the director of the episode, and the guy who did the storyboard for this episode. He had like a mental breakdown on Twitter, and
he basically called himself like a piece of shit. And he's so sorry that he ruined like something that's so great,
like a masterpiece,
like a master. But
it's like, I felt so bad.
I felt so bad,
bro. I was like, what the fuck?
And like,
this is a human being.
Like I haven't been hating on like season 1 or 2 animation at all, in terms of like critiquing it or anything. But like, people on Twitter have been like,
it has its moments of like looking horrible.
Yeah, like we discussed like the fisheye and stuff, but it's like it's nothing like groundbreaking where you're like, oh, fuck this shit. Yeah, it's like there's just moments where like it's not peak.
It's not anything that warrants this amount of outrage.
Yeah, like people hating on this shit is fucked, man.
But I also understand the sort of outrage, maybe not to the extent of like attacking people, but I do understand where people are coming from in the sense that like this is a Shibuya like arc, if any season was supposed to be the best or like animated like extremely top tier, you could argue that it should be this arc.
Like,
that's true.
No, but it's kind of like I guess if you have like Dragon Ball animation or whatever, there's gonna be frames where like the animation's not the best. Yeah. And it's kind of like that's what people are really judging here. Like people are going into those those movement animations and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like,
but there's some bad ones.
Hold on, like the issue.
The one with him stepping in the middle of that shit, and then you have like that's a big like you see that because you see that panel in the manga. We should see that, right? The issue, and that's one issue for sure.
Sure,
is that Jujutsu Kaisen is seasonal. So whereas with Dragon Ball, it was like running
weekly. It was weekly.
So then that's why you can forgive that because you're like, yo, it's weekly. They're going for so long. Whereas like in
JJK's pre-production should have been so done well done.
Yeah.
That when they started animating for season 2, but
it's not their fault. Mappa's been
schedules are fucked.
Ragged, bro.
Yeah,
like,
the schedules are fucked.
All these random like isekai anime, like Mappa, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's wild.
Yeah.
Like no one's watching them except for me.
So like, not this episode, but the episode before, they handed it in 2 days.
Yeah.
Before the deadline.
Yeah.
No, okay, well, there's
right?
There's
and you would think that they'd be ahead of schedule almost.
Yeah.
So then it's
exactly. As a seasonal, you'd expect them to be ahead of schedule by quite a bit. I remember the Black Flash episode from last season, where Yuji does like the Black Flash the first time.
Right.
That was done well within like 7 weeks ahead, and I remember one of the animators posting on Instagram like 3 or 4 weeks before like the final cut of him, like not the final cut but like the whatever, like the kind of like
rough draft,
the rough draft or whatever of like the Black Flash impact, and like that had everybody hyped like, oh shit, yo, it's coming, right? But like now, you know, you're saying like 2 days before they're handing in the episode, that's like The turnaround
is crazy.
like from what season 1 was to season 2.
Though. It's just Mappa needs to chill and stop animating everything, bro.
That's true.
But also,
that's true.
Like, if JJK is gonna be like their number one fucking breadwinner,
which it is.
Fucking put more work into it earlier.
Exactly.
Like,
but again, the schedules.
Screw. Who cares about the animation on these random ass isekais and shit? You know?
I care.
This guy does.
That's just part of the problem.
But like, so like, one of the shots that I can think of like immediately off the top of my head was the shot where like Maki's behind Dragon and she tries to strike him and Dragon like knocks her back or something. Yeah. What a horrible shot that was.
It was just quick and like it was uninteresting. That fight it was almost uninteresting like for majority of that like during the domain part.
And like you said, like if this is the breadwinner, this is what's like keeping Mappa's like doors open in a way. Yeah. Like for example, like we saw the numbers of Chainsaw Man first week Blu-ray
compared to this. Yeah.
It's like 2,000 first week sales to 20,000 first week sales for Jujutsu Kaisen, right? So like realistically speaking, if like with the way that Mappa's going right now, Attack on Titan's ending. With the way that things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if they started dropping animes. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped Hell's Paradise or Vinland Saga or I'm not even gonna lie, Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Honestly, like some of these anime, like they don't even need Mappa type of animation for them. Like especially Vinland. Like Vinland can go by with some like different studio and actually still
just
have
give
that
Vinland,
like atmosphere.
Give Vinland Ufotable. That's what I want.
That's what I was gonna say. That, but like that. They wouldn't need that either.
Fuck it, bro.
It'd be like crazy. Like visually, it'd be fucking like insane. Yeah. For something that's like gonna be a little bit drier.
They need to
and, like,
animate.
But like Hell's Paradise would have been like affordable. That would have been sick.
So the issue is that like as the season's gone on, there's more and more instances of where we're seeing that like these like shots, these animation, like these parts of animation are completely lacking. Like it looks rough. It looks like a rough draft. And like there's just it's more and more coming up to like the forefront. So like what like the question that's gonna come into like play is like if this is gonna continue, how is the season gonna end? In the sense of like the what's to come. Yeah. And like if so like let's just say they take a break. Like Mappa's hearing the fans saying, "Yo."
They do need to take a break.
No, but here's the issue. If Mappa's hearing what everybody's saying, let's say fuck it, we're gonna put a delay on this until like our schedule's right. They lose their TV slot. Yeah. Once they hit that point of how many episodes they're scheduled for their TV slot, they won't be able to run those episodes after. That means that they'd have to take a break for a new slot.
TV slot. Yeah. Which isn't like the worst thing.
It's not the worst thing, but that means that could be like a season later, 2 seasons later. Probably be 2. Like
it could be a whole year later.
Yeah.
Just to get that same like winter season.
Probably 2 years.
Whatever. Not 2 years. I wouldn't say 2 years.
Who knows? Because
JoJo is like it's usually 2 years between
for seasons. Netflix.
This happened with what's this anime? What's that anime called?
16. It airs on Netflix.
No. And now airs on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Prior to it airing on Netflix, it was 2 years. It was 2 years ish between seasons, and like it was like it's because it wants that same slot every single time, and like JoJo's
is that really why?
I think it's why.
I was gonna say because JoJo's is like an ongoing like type of manga where
it's very
JJK
popular.
Is like
it's very popular though. Yeah. No, but like JoJo's each storyline is
it's its own thing.
Like it's a closed storyline, so that you don't even necessarily have to adapt the next JoJo.
But you could say like part of why it takes so long is because maybe they also need the creator to have input on
that is also
what's
true.
Happening.
Like the manga needs to get far ahead.
And if he's working on shit,
but
then
the thing
it's
is, the manga right now is like, because we just had part 6, it's on part 9.
Yeah, so like he's way ahead.
Way ahead.
But again, like what I'm saying is like, because you need like that input, having that author's input on
like color, everything,
like all that artistic shit that goes into like the anime, right?
Yeah.
So then the same thing, like with JJK finishing probably this year or next year, I wouldn't see them like
the manga.
Yeah, like he.
We don't even know, man.
Potentially.
Could potentially, yeah.
We were expecting earlier this year.
Yeah. like, I know. I mean, it could still. And like
also, it was an anime called 86. This is the anime that I remember it happened to. They had a bunch. They had a bunch of production issues.
Mappa Axum?
No. It was a different studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similar thing was happening as the season was progressing. More and more, we were seeing like it was looking bad. They said, "Fuck it, we're gonna delay it." I think it took them 2 seasons to like 2 anime seasons for it to come back to finish that season.
Yeah. So the season was split up into part 1 and then part 2 of the season. I remember that.
But that's not bad though, because like JJK is on, what episode is it on now in terms of the season?
14.
14?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I would have said episode 12 would have been where they could have cut it off.
Yeah.
If they wanted to.
Which
is also weird because they had those filler episodes, and they had that 1 week break in terms of like the schedule.
3 weeks, no?
So yeah. So they had like, but they had like 3 weeks, 4 weeks off from like having to bring in this top tier animation where I thought they would have been doing
getting ahead.
Like getting ahead and working.
Maybe it was to give their like animators a break because they've been just fucking running them dry.
Probably not.
Also, I don't know.
They probably didn't give them a
these animators haven't seen the light of day. They haven't seen their family. Like
they're locked up.
They're locked up, bro. And they just get access to Twitter every now and then, and just for their mental health to be destroyed. Like,
no, I know that's true. It's like the situation is like this season of Jujutsu Kaisen has an all-star lineup in terms of animators. All-star lineup, and the fact that this is a quality of like the product that we're seeing, this is why I understand why people are mad. With the lineup that we have for animators and the quality of what we're getting, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't add up. But you could also say that like in terms of where they've lacked in the animation so far, these aren't necessarily like the key aspects of Shibuya.
So you think they're saving it all for
like we're about to like I think it's worth waiting until we hit those key moments of Shibuya that like we really want to see animated.
It should be coming this next episode.
They will be coming. But it's like,
but if we're going off of the schedule that you're saying, like that they only handed in the episode like 2 days before. That's insane.
It's unreal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they should have definitely had it in way before.
Yeah.
But then it's like we don't know the issues behind the scenes behind what happened like for that episode of why they got it delayed. Because maybe it's like as an animator they're like nitpicking it and they're like, fuck, like it can be better. Let me just keep working.
I mean, it was probably corrections, but those corrections come from the director of the episode.
Yeah. So, but they could have been every time they corrected it, he could have kept being like, oh no, like do more, right?
I don't know.
It's possible because like especially when you have like the weight of something like JJK that's so popularized.
Yeah, and has like, this guy having a whole mental.
Maybe they're trying to push it to. They could be pushing every episode until the very last possible day to send it in, just so they have like the best animation they can get.
Well, clearly they ain't getting it.
Yeah,
but like
they're not getting it.
In terms of the time frame that they have, right? Like obviously, like they're tired and like shit's happening. But like, if you were to compare this animation to like other anime, like this is by far way better like than what I've seen in like Seven Deadly Sins, for example. Like we've seen
that's trash.
We've seen
you just brought trash.
But
why are you comparing trash?
No, but we've seen what
you was like an actual
Shaman King
valid. Okay, yeah, Shaman King. That's valid. Like that's way more valid.
Shaman King 2021, like when they or 2022 when they did that remake.
Yeah,
it didn't get the justice that it should have got for its animation.
Even like for key moments.
Well, that's the thing is the whole anime was just key moments. It was literally like you're watching a colored manga. So it's just like you're not seeing like actual movement or action or like any of that. So it kind of fucked with actually like the way it progressed because like you partly also because like the manga got canceled. You would think that they would flesh out some of these scenes like an anime normally does. They didn't do any of that. It was like quick, fast paced, and like it lost. Like Haikyuu, like the original's way better because even with all the filler and shit that they throw in there, it's better just because of the way you actually get to feel with like the characters and like them going through each of these things.
But also it's better because of the theme song.
The 4Kids theme song.
Banger.
Sure.
Certified banger.
But you get what I'm saying? Like there's anime that have had way worse animation, and even those moments that we are talking about, which it would have been better had they had.
But those like moments that they have,
fine without it.
No, but those moments that they have make it look like it's a weekly anime.
Does it?
Like it's not that does not look seasonal to me.
If there's not enough moments in each episode for it to be like
you're saying those specific moments, right? But not the episode overall.
Not the episode overall.
What?
Those
I mean the
moments
overall
don't look like it's a seasonal anime. A seasonal anime is usually more refined.
It's usually prime like the whole way through.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Like Chainsaw Man.
But even that Chainsaw Man was prime. People were hating on that regardless.
But they hate the adaptation of it in the sense of how it was adapted. This is like the anime, like the actual.
People hate on everything.
No, of course, but there's like valid criticism, and then there's like
the only valid criticism.
Nitpicking.
Yeah.
The valid criticism for this last one was like that key shot of him stepping and breaking.
No, there's so many. Because there was a bunch of shots that you could say that didn't look good.
You could say they didn't look good, but I wouldn't say that they looked bad. They did the job.
Like there was one thing that I noticed. Like Maki gets hit with water.
Okay.
And then she like puts her spear into the wall.
Yeah.
She gets up, perfectly dry. I know that's like, but I was like expecting her to be wet.
Oh, okay.
Like from getting hit by water.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
there was no?
But technically, it's cursed energy.
No, it's actual water though.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's still like
I guess so. Like I mean, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if the manga had her wet or anything like that. Like I'm not. But even like that Dagon fight, like in terms of all of Shibuya, like that's such a little minor thing of it. Because now we have Toji coming. This is where it's gonna start to escalate, right? And we saw Gojo's fight.
Yeah.
Before he went down, that shit was insane. So like moments that are key to Shibuya that like actually really matter. Like we've been getting that well done, right?
Like this.
So I can't really compare about. Like I can't really.
No, but even in that Chozo fight, there like I literally pulled.
You did point out a couple,
like that.
But like personally, like to me, those are fine. Like those weren't like bad. They were just like their own take on it. You know what I mean?
Though they weren't good.
The fisheye thing and like just the.
Because we've seen them do the fisheye. It looks good when they've done it in other like part 1 of season 2. Fisheye when Toji was blitzing at Gojo.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. This was not beautifully done.
Would you say it's also because Toji versus Gojo has better like choreography and shit just based on?
No, it was just it was a shot of Toji going towards Gojo.
Oh yeah, that was a great shot.
Yeah,
that was a great shot. But yeah, anyways, the anime from this point is Toji gonna change.
Oh wow. How long did it take you for that one?
Yo, I don't know if you guys saw, but I started smiling like a lot, like while you guys were talking, because I had it locked and loaded. I was like, I need to fucking throw this in here.
Anyways,
JJ came.
I feel like I'm gonna hold off on my criticism of it until we hit like next episode, and we're cause I care mainly about those key points. Right.
Well, I mean, I care about the whole product.
I mean, yeah,
especially as a seasonal.
I do care about the whole product, but like,
because like when you've
seen anime that like have had that like bottom of the barrel type of treatment, you're not gonna be as critical on certain things because
the way
you're getting what you're getting, you know.
But the way you're putting it is like in a weekly sense. The key moments are gonna be done right, like One Piece.
Yeah.
The key moments are gonna be done right, but everything else like they're just gonna pass by.
You're giving JJK weekly sort of leeway, when it shouldn't be given that sort of leeway.
But I mean, the thing is how it is now, even if it's not weekly, that the companies or the studios are still animating shit weekly, so it's still like, even like, so with this project, like they still have 1 week to get that episode in, right? They're not working on one episode for months or whatever, however long their week is.
But the difference on schedules usually, and the production schedules and like pre-production, production, post, everything it's slightly different when you're doing weekly like, to seasonal.
To seasonal,
a lot of it is like weekly will be done kind of like as it goes. A lot of seasonal is like done. Okay. They're just animating and getting it out.
Okay. Like you're saying, like the storyboards are done.
Yeah,
like the pre-production shit is done.
Because this episode had a storyboard. Like the director was also the storyboarder, and like he like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of usually in like seasonal, a lot
on the week to week is what you're saying. Like for seasonal,
there's less work to do.
It's less work.
Yes.
Whereas like the actual yearly, like week to week, like each week is like, okay, now we got to do it from scratch from this to
essentially.
This.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, Jujutsu Kaisen manga, chapter 240, I think.
I don't remember.
I could be wrong.
Something like that.
Anyways, we get the Takaba versus Kenjaku fight.
Yeah.
And kind of just went the way I guess the fandom thought it was gonna go.
240.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would have wished. I told you earlier, but I would have wished if we got to see Kenjaku's thought process a little bit more. I want to say nuanced, like kind of like actually see like the methodical steps that he takes to actually get to that conclusion.
But he's been in the game for so long.
He has been in the game, but it's like
he's been in that Jujutsu sorcery
but it's
life,
like here's the thing though, like something like
life chose him.
No, but Takaba's nature of his like.
Did you not see his do-rag? The life chose him.
That was a Yu-Gi-Oh!
The Yu-Gi-Oh! thing. The Yu-Gi-Oh! reference. That's
a great reference.
Yeah. But no, like.
Sorry, go ahead.
But like something like Takaba's ability, like the fact that Takaba doesn't know his own ability.
Yeah.
I feel like that adds to like kind of obstructing Kenjaku from figuring out what it actually is.
It's like
because if somebody knows their own ability, you can kind of pick up on their tendencies and what they're doing, and you're like, oh, like the reason why he's doing this is because of this, and it's most likely that this is actually his power. Like there's so many things that for like the body language that you can kind of pick up on.
But even his character interaction, he was like, yo, this guy doesn't know what he's doing because of what he was doing. He's like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, you know what I mean?
I guess.
Like I get what you're saying. You're saying like, yo, like, bro, you don't know what I'm doing if I don't even know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's essentially what you're getting.
Yeah. like it's like it'd be harder for Kenjaku to figure out what Takaba's actual powers are.
Yeah.
Because of that, and for him to like figure out that it's like this.
It's because he's into comedy, bro. Like I guess we got some insight.
We got into that whole comedy thing.
We got into some Kenjaku's like insight into his character that he likes comedy. Because he likes comedy, he was able to figure it out.
But I feel like that's so
like just
weird thrown in there. Like we don't see Kenjaku making jokes or anything.
No, it's such
really,
fuck, what's the word? Like a
well, he's lived for like thousands of years though.
Like it's just like
he is. But like
it's so convenient.
It's so convenient. Like it'd be different if it like we had seen that in his character in some ways before this point.
Yeah.
But he's been so methodical and shit where it's like, but then you wouldn't even expect him to be somebody
who
watches comedy.
But when he was like posing as Ghetto, isn't that kind of like leaning into like an acting?
And like the thing is, he even said,
and he's more like a critic.
But he said
he was actually like a he was breaking down the comedian like setup, punchline, and all that shit.
He literally said everything he does is for entertainment. Like he's lived so long that life is boring. Like that's essentially what he's getting at. That life is boring and he wants to see something entertaining.
That's fair.
So it makes sense that he'd look for new forms of entertainment. At one point, he stumbled across upon comedy, right?
Yeah.
I just would have liked it like had it lasted more than a chapter, essentially.
Yeah, I guess.
Like even just one extra chapter. Yeah. Of him having that thought process, because we see that from like we saw Gojo and Sukuna fight.
Yeah.
And we're watching their thought process and like how it's like literally going from one thing to another.
The thing is,
and then we're seeing like Megumi's thought process when he was fighting all these guys.
Because all those people were like aware of what they're doing. Takaba doesn't know what he's doing. So it's like he literally had to change the structure of writing for this one fight because it's like this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing is like now that I guess he saw the dead body, he's not going to be making jokes. But I wonder where his CT draws a line. Like what's a joke?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, if like I'm telling a lie, but I think the lie is funny, now that's a joke.
Yeah.
And can he
so like is it like person based?
No, because then he could just get away with saying anything. Like,
anything.
He'd be like,
it has to be based on him because
now you're laughing. That's a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he makes a noise.
But it would be like what you find funny.
Kenjaku made that.
I'm Takaba.
Yeah.
If you're Takaba, it's whatever Takaba finds funny.
Yeah.
And like he needs to have that confidence behind his joke.
Yeah.
To make it that much harder.
But like, you know how like a joke can be like a lie? So what if now that he sees this like dead body, he's trying to nervously tell lies?
Then I don't think it activates.
It's not gonna hit. It's not gonna hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now he's just dead.
Well, I mean, he could have a moment of confidence again. Who knows?
He could, yeah. But I feel like this is like a fight that's gonna finish like next chapter.
Yeah, probably. I do think that I didn't enjoy this chapter entirely. But I do like that he's flexing his writing skills in the sense that he literally went from such an intense and
then started goofing
thing and then started this.
That's fair too.
Yeah, that's true.
And even the way these guys had that talk at the stairwell where they're like, "Who the fuck do we send?" That and shit. No, like they had that thought process there, which is nice. But then for them to send, for them to come to that conclusion and send Takaba, they didn't really take it into account.
So there must be more to talk about.
There definitely is.
There's probably his will.
You think
probably
he hits
not.
domain?
No, his will's probably not broken, and he's gonna fucking pull out some more jokes.
Yeah, I think he'll figure out a way to bring his confidence back.
This is where Gage is gonna again. You're saying flex his writing.
Yeah,
he's gonna flex his references and his pop culture references
with the jokes,
now.
Right?
Even more now.
Yeah,
some Jerry Seinfeld references or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Some Chris Rock.
As long as it lasts more than this next chapter, I'll be happy with it. With having talk about kind of have that comeback.
4 chapters, you'd say?
Bro, honestly, literally even just one extra chapter.
Yeah.
Literally just one extra chapter.
Yeah, like that before.
Yeah.
Well, because
started.
This is the first chapter. They technically had like
Last
the ending
chapter.
of last chapter.
Yeah. It's all of this
I
chapter,
guess, yeah.
Right?
And
Like
one
it's
more
just
chapter.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I just
you're
want to
right.
have that like 3 chapters, or 2 chapters. Like 2 chapters is not enough for like this fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
to wait too
No, I
quick
agree,
to
I
just
agree.
write them
I
off.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
3 chapters is like okay, like that you got a little bit of meat in that 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say 3 or 4.
4 would be clean, but 3 is
Yeah.
like the minimum I'm asking for. Is
Yeah.
like I'm happy with
You're
3.
asking too much. It's gonna
Is it?
literally he's gonna pivot.
No,
Like you're gonna see
'Cause if
you're gonna see Taco. You're gonna see Taco dead. It's gonna pivot.
Because well,
That's
they were
it.
assuming Takaba would be able to fight him long enough for them to fight Sukuna, right? That's what they were assuming. Because they didn't want to split their forces in half. They were like, let's just send Takaba. And we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I want to see like a little bit of that payoff, even if Takaba does die.
Yeah.
Have it be worth something.
Yeah,
Instead
that's
of
true.
have Kenjaku
So then,
just
did they
pull up on them and not
Because
have
like,
it mean anything.
because realistically speaking, we haven't seen any payoff from like the past 2 deaths we've seen.
No. we
Gojo
haven't.
and Hajime, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And they kind
But
of
so,
like,
need a
this
little
one
bit
they
of that
could-
win.
Yeah,
A
they
little
can
bit of win,
run this
right?
win like it can be a small win,
Just a
Yeah.
like a taste of victory. They can like
Yeah.
at least show
But
it,
did they
right?
talk to Taco about this, or were they just like, "Yo, just go"?
Well, they sent him there, but they couldn't like tell him like because of your CT.
Yeah.
No, they were that because they kept that to themselves.
Damn. They didn't even talk about it.
No, they probably told him that he's going after Kenjaku and shit, right? Like, not about his CT, but like, yo, you could probably take this guy. Like, yo, just
Yeah.
get out there, you know?
Yeah. Like, there's people over here. There's, just we need you over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
There's a guy named Kenjaku. Go fuck him up.
Yeah.
He's probably like, yo, bye, yo, you trust me and shit, right?
Yeah. Like I got that's where he got his confidence.
Yeah.
So maybe he has like that. Like
He did get his confidence back. Cause
maybe he's
at
like,
the
oh, yo,
end-
these guys all believed in me. Now I gotta.
Yeah.
Well, at the end, he was also like, fuck it. Like, no, I am funny. Even though he saw that shit and he was like tripping up and he's running away.
Yeah.
At the end, he was like, no, like I got my
It'd
shit.
be hilarious if they did like a little like Naruto reference of like Yuji saying like
Believe
I
it.
believe it. I
Yeah.
believe
Well,
it.
well, and also,
And then
no, but
he's
also,
like, yeah.
also the way Takaba was talking, like,
Yeah.
Kenjaku had his like criticisms,
Yeah.
but like because comedy is subjective,
Yeah.
Takaba was gonna be, and he was using that like tournament thing that he placed
that he-
first in or some shit,
Last in, no.
whatever it was, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck he placed in.
Yeah.
But like him using that as a reference makes it seem like he's kind of like he knows his craft,
yeah.
and like it doesn't matter. Comics go through this all the time,
Mm-hmm.
where like they'll test out new jokes and like the jokes don't land,
Yeah.
but then like them being able to get up there and like do it again and like keep trying is like part of that
Yeah,
process,
yeah.
and like
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 he's
molds
gonna
them
see
in
him
a
as a
way.
heckler. He's
Yeah,
like, this guy just
exactly,
heckled me
exactly.
on my show.
so then he's
I'm
gonna
just pop off
so
even
but
more.
so he's gonna have that like confidence to like get back and like try new
That's
things.
probably what his domain is, bro. He's gonna pop up his like
Crowd work.
crowd work is his domain. And Kenjaku's in the crowd.
Do you think he?
You're
But
like-
he can't pop a domain. Like he doesn't know
Huh?
he doesn't know he has CT, right?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't know.
Do you have to say?
He'd have to.
domain
He'd
ex-
have to. He'd have.
Do
Yeah.
you have to say
Yeah.
domain expansion?
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's
I
no
don't
like,
think you
there's
have
no.
to.
We know that like
in the anime, they also like Dagon didn't say domain expansion.
He didn't.
He just did it.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's gonna just do it.
Well, yeah. Well, we know that there's like a hand sign though.
Yeah, like he has to
Dagon
be.
didn't do a hand sign.
Didn't he?
If Takaba somehow stumbles into a domain without saying it,
Yeah.
like that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
So like, it'd be like that'd be cool if
And
Genji
you
did
know what
that.
I'd love
But like,
is if he was doing his stand up and he like bombed, right? And then no, listen. The way you die in Taco, like, so he has to stand up, the crowd has to laugh, and then Kenjaku has to stand up, right?
oh, I see.
And then, but the way you die is if the cane comes and grabs you. Like, the cane that drags you off stage. Yo, that'd be great.
That's the one hit.
The one hit. That's the one hit. Like, yo, you're
but
done.
That'd be
like, you're off stage.
That'd be pretty cool though.
That'd be great.
Cause you would see well it could even be something kind of like Higgy's where like
yeah.
you have that stadium
Stage. And, like, there's a judge and he's
and
like,
then and then but like they go rounds, like they have to go rounds,
Yeah.
and as like they're reaching the end, like eventually they're like, okay, like now you're done, like
I hope
it's like
AJ
it
does that.
like it like
Heard it
strips,
here first.
like it strips your CT from whoever loses
You gotta tell jokes.
from whoever loses the joke competition. So if it's Takaba, like basically like, it's like a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
because he thinks he tells like good jokes and shit.
Yeah.
So if Kenjaku's so well versed
Yeah.
in telling jokes or
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
jokes and comedy in general,
Yeah.
if he ends up winning, this would be a great way for Takaba to also die,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because now it's like he forcefully restricts his own CT,
Yeah.
can't do anything. Kenjaku can just kill him.
Yeah. But then what if his jokes end up being good? It's a CT that made him.
Well,
tell
yeah,
bad
I
jokes.
mean,
It's a bad joke.
It's a bad joke.
Double
all
fruit.
all over again.
There's potential there.
Yeah.
Which this warrants at least.
That doesn't exist.
It does.
It doesn't exist. Search it up and come back.
Anyways, do we have anything else to talk about, guys?
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. So that's the end of our pod.
Go down there in the comments. Let us know what you guys thought about the chapters, the episodes. If you guys have any theories.
If you liked his theories.
You never like anybody's theories. Drop your own theory. Go in our description. We have our TikTok and our Twitter, Instagram coming never. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and thank you guys for watching.
Happy Halloween.
Peace.